Okay, hello and welcome to Songs of Conquest, where we're going to be trying out the Rise Eternal DLC. And this one is a little bit different to the previous DLCs that were added to the game. Instead of being kind of like a faction-based DLC, this one adds a new set of tales to the game. So tales are basically like standalone campaign missions, but in this case there are actually 4 of them which are intended to be played in order. So if we click on tales here, we can see Rise Eternal, and this is the story of Kastus Maal, who is a Risen, so an undead, who has retained his ability to think and to feel, unlike the rest of the Risen that normally serve the faction of Loth. And as you can see, there are 4 separate missions here, so this is roughly the length of a normal campaign, and that's really the key focus of this particular DLC. However, this is also very much, as far as the story goes, a sequel, or a kind of indirect sequel to the Song of Stoutheart, the Arlian campaign. So it follows on from the final mission of that campaign, and tells the story of Kastus as he rises from the dead and rediscovers his identity. For that reason, playing through these missions would, I expect, be a little bit spoilery if you haven't already played the Arlian campaign, and for that reason we're going to be focusing this video on the other aspects of the DLC instead, which are 3 things. Firstly, the addition of Kastus Maal as a usable wielder, even in Conquest maps. Secondly, the addition of the Call the Faithful ability, which provides you with additional Risen at the end of each turn for your hero that has the skill. And thirdly, not really a new thing, but we're just going to be actually trying to use the Risen in a standard, serious Conquest game. So for this strategy, we're going to be playing on the map Calm Before the Storm, and the reason for that is this Risen strategy is, I think it's very strong late game. So let's have a little look at what Kastus Maal does. So he has Call the Faithful, which is going to provide those additional Risen at the end of each turn. And he also has the specialization that adds Berserker to Risen. So in other words, once your stack of Risen take damage in battle, they will gain 1 additional movement and 2 additional damage for the rest of the battle, which is pretty important because Risen are quite a low damage unit, so plus 2 damage for each of those units is quite a big difference. Call the Faithful allows you to gather a lot more of them. However, I do think this strategy is maybe not the strongest in the early game, and that's mainly because of Kastus Maal's starting force. So we get 11 Risen and 2 Oathsingers. So the 2 Oathsingers are pretty good for generating essence, but 11 Risen is not really, it's not a lot to work with, to be honest. And I think this strategy gets a lot stronger the longer a game goes on, but it is also, because it relies on Risen, it is also very vulnerable to attrition. So it is a little bit of a situational strategy to use, but we're going to see if we can pull it off. So yeah, we're selecting Kastus Maal. Because it is a bit of a weird strategy, I'm going to go just for challenging difficulty here, which is still potentially quite difficult. But yeah, I think this strategy does really want a little bit of breathing room in the early game in order to pick up pace. So we're going to see how this goes. Calm Before the Storm. Let's kick it off, and let's see if we can actually make Risen work. Okay, so here is our starting location. So this map design should give us a little bit of time to build up before we face our opponent. We can see it's a very large town. It's got 5 levels in total. It's Night Cover is the name. Currently start off with 2 build sites, so pretty basic. So if we have a little look at Kastus Maal's stats, I am playing on a preview build of the game, so I think it's not yet updated the emblem. This is the scouting emblem. But yeah, the Call the Faithful skill gives us +1 Risen at the end of each turn, which is not too much, but we can get it up to level 3, which will give us 5 Risen per turn. And that's a lot more reliable because the obviously closest strategy to what we're doing here would be to get Brother Hilaire and to go for the Rat strategy instead. Very similar strategy, relies on Berserkers, relies on units that you get in very large numbers, but also pretty vulnerable to attrition. I guess the big difference and the thing that makes this more challenging is we can get 5 Rats per round just by building a Rat Warren, which is pretty cheap, but the only way to get more Risen is to either use the Call the Faithful ability or to lose human units in combat, which there are none available at the small build site level. So we can only do that by losing either Toxicologists, or Banes, or one of these 2 types of units, the Necromancers, the Oathsingers, and the Cultists. Obviously that's been one of the big problems with Risen in previous versions of the game. They do just really lack. They do rely on you actually losing units in order to make use of them. So yeah, I think Aurelian Sanctum is going to provide us with 2 different types of human units, and I think that is the strategy we want to lean into. So we need 1,000 gold, 5 stone, and 5 wood. So let's see if we can pull that off. So we can see a little bit of wood to the west, a little bit of gold to the east. I think we go actually for the western direction first. That does seem to make more sense. So 900 gold. We don't have the necessary wood, and we don't have the necessary stone. So we're not going to be able to build this turn. What we do want to do is we do want to go as far as to build the Forum of the Unseen, because if we have a little look at the bonuses that are available, Risen do benefit from quite a few little things. So if we go for Zeal of the Faithful, firstly we can get the lunge ability, which makes it even easier to close enemies down. We can get +1 troop movement to our Risen as well, obviously very important. And then we also have +1 Order Essence to Risen. And if we have a look at the Undead research, we've got additional offense available, we've got additional HP available, and additional damage available. And this one is particularly important for this strategy. The additional HP on such a kind of high quantity unit can make a massive difference. The additional damage also really useful. And Final March, pretty good too, very expensive though. But yeah, those are the things we're going to be building towards. Unfortunately, we don't have enough to really get going with the Aurelian Sanctum this turn. What we do need to do is we do need to build a croft in order to access the upgraded version of that, and that is going to provide us with gold regardless. So I think we should probably go for that before we decide, do we actually have access? So there's a little bit more wood to the south if we take a fight. If we go to the east, there's a little bit more stone. Actually, there's some wood and stone right there in the northeast. So if we just go over in that direction, if we ignore this stuff to the north, although we should go to this, I suppose, for the additional movement, we'll see what we can grab. So Helmet of the Arena plus Dagger. So Dagger is pretty terrible. One of the worst artifacts in the game. But we're stuck with it now, so let's go to the east. Let's go ahead and build that croft, I think. We are going to need gold. And that's probably all we can do for this first round, so we're going to end the round there. We got the Rare Knowledge event, which gives us +100 gold. Pretty insignificant, but we'll still take it. We'll go over to the east, we'll grab this wood. We still can't reach the stone. Okay. So what can we do instead? It's potentially useful to still get other types of units. So if we are going for those undead research, then Legionnaires and Oathbound could still be pretty handy, and I think we do want access to different types of units. On the other hand, Timber Mill and Stoneworks obviously do make sense in a town that can be upgraded all the way to tier 5. We can see a second town just there, which is a pretty obvious first map objective. Okay, let's go ahead and build the crypt. I feel like that's a good middle ground, although it does stop us going towards Aurelian Sanctum, so maybe not. What can we actually do? So the croft is going to cost us some wood. And we don't necessarily get more of that next turn. So I think it is probably going to be best. If we have a look at walls as well, I don't expect to be attacked, but that could be a thing worth going for. Okay, so Forum of the Unseen requires Celestial Ore and Glimmerweave, so not too important. Aurelian Sanctum is more heavy on the wood, actually. So I think we want to go for Timber Mill. Move towards the stone. End the turn there. Then let's grab this stone, let's go over to this, let's start building the Aurelian Sanctum so we get better access to units. Go to the Farseer's Vessel, which does reveal more of the map, including our opponent's side of the map. We can see to the south there's a reliable source of gold, in addition to the town itself. Also got the Orchard just there, which is also a semi-reliable source of resources. Challenging fight just there with barrier troops, obviously shouldn't go for that just yet. I think we'll go to the old camp, we will take the 1,200 gold, I think. So this strategy for now is not necessarily going to be too strong, because what we can do is we can split the Oath Singers up, which is +1 order, +1 order and +1 arcana for each of those stacks. But if we actually have a look at the types of essence provided, it's 3 arcana and 2 order per round. So yeah, nothing really jumps out at me as a strategy for that kind of essence combination. Do you think we just need to build up? So yeah, let's start moving towards the north. We're not going to be able to take this fight, we'll just go towards this, and if we have a look at what else is going on, we could try to upgrade one of these 2 buildings, but we don't have the right resources, so we're going to have to end the turn there. Then I think we'll go ahead, we'll pick up the Simple Axe, we'll grab this gold, we'll take advantage of the fact that the waterfall is here. Tribute to Order, I don't think we're going to spend movement points on that. We're just going to grab this before the end of the turn, which is an additional 75 gold per turn. Start moving towards the west. Can't really take any fights. I think we maybe actually ignore the artifact. -1 view radius doesn't bother me too much. I think we go towards the wooden idol. End the turn there. So yeah, we can see we're up against a purple veneer player. It looks like they have cool black nest, which is additional movement for them. So if we want to go for the enlist the scholars research, we need 5 celestial ore, which we're not going to be able to break through this. So easiest way to do that is probably just going to be to rush towards the pile just there. We're going to go over to this. We're going to go for 1,000 experience, I think, because we do want to get Call the Faithful upgraded as soon as we can. But since we're not offered that, I think we just go command. So it's tempting to pick up some more resources, but I don't think there's an urgent need. I think if we can't really make it too much further than the town itself, we're going to go ahead and pick this up. Move slightly to the west. Can't go for the upgraded Aurelian Sanctum, can't go for the upgraded Excavation. Pretty slow start here, but we're just going to have to make do with it. We're going to end the turn there. 700 additional gold, and we can now recruit a few extra units. So we've got access to 7 of these. Let's go ahead and build them. Now that this has been completed, I think we also do want to go for the crypt. So access to stone is quite important. We've got 4 poachers and 5 outlaws to fight down there. We go for this instead, it's cutthroats and poachers. And then to the west we've got to fight with veneer units. Okay, I don't think a few additional Oathbound will make too much difference really. I think we do just have to go for this. Let's go to the Ancient Amber first. So if we were to upgrade this, we do get access to another wielder, which I think is going to be quite important. So we need the stone, that's definitely the most important thing. So let's go to the stone altar, which gives us a few extra stats going into the next battle. We have actually landed closer to this. I didn't actually mean to do that, but it's a fair level threat. I think we should give it a go. So cutthroats and poachers, we're going to put these essence generators towards the back. Risen towards the front, and let's go for a manual battle. We'll go to the high ground. Move back and generate some essence. If we go for strength and essence, we could use it on one of these 2 stacks. I don't think it's particularly worth doing though. So cutthroats move in, looks like they're going to stay just out of our range, not too surprising. They do go for aim with this stack. We can actually move out of range of at least one of the 2 cutthroats. So that obviously makes sense. They do not get to move just yet, so we're going to go for the additional spell damage first. We could actually move out of the range of the other stack too, but only by going for Dimension Door. So choice now, do we go for the Psychic Spear on these, which will kill one off, or do we kill off a Cutthroat instead? The Cutthroats are going to be the bigger threat. Yeah, I think we need to go for this. Then we can go for the additional defense if we want to. It only lasts for 1 troop turn though, so I don't think it's too important to do that yet. Let's go for Of Glory's Gone. This stack can't reach us. This stack also actually chooses not to engage. We do take a loss to an Oathsinger there, which is actually okay because that will be additional Risen for us. Now we can go for Quicken and we can kill this stack off. That seems fine to do. There is the stack of 2 that gets to move in pretty soon, but we should be able to gather enough Arcana to go for the Psychic Spear on those. So yeah, let's kill these off, get some momentum. Go for the Psychic Spear on this. Then do we go for defense this time? So this stack is able to shoot us, they probably will go for that. Plus 15 defense. It could help us, let's go for it. So yeah, we take that hit pretty well. We are now Berserking, which is the unique ability of Kastus Maal. Allows us to move a little bit faster. we can stay out of their range by moving as close as we can. So we'll go towards them. There is an argument for hanging back. I think we definitely go for the Psychic Spear. Although if we don't, we could Dimension Door towards them next round. So that might be better. Yep, so we do lose another Risen there. But we can now go for the Dimension Door. Move 2 steps closer, then we are able to close in, and we can kill them off with our Berserk Risen. So yeah, you can see how the Risen do work pretty well with Kastus, but you can also see the inevitable attrition that comes in. So we lose 2 Risen, we gain 1 back for the Fallen Cultist. Then let's grab the wood, let's grab this before the end of the turn. And I don't think we have quite enough, yeah, we don't have enough movement points to make it to the stone. So we could go for the stoneworks. I don't think that's going to cause too much trouble if we go for that. If we go for the Crypt instead. So this is the fight we need to break through. It's Crawlers, Chalen, and Tremors. So Crawlers resist magic, which is a bit of a problem for us. We go west instead. No available paths, so we have to take this fight with the Veneer. No, actually, we should just be able to pick this up and just pass straight through this. So maybe that actually makes more sense than even going for the stone, but I think we still go for the stone, just so we can pick up some extra units as we come back. So yeah, let's go back to this. Let's go across to this. Let's go across to this. Let's go for the Crypt, so we can pick up some Oathbound next time we come through. End the round there. As we've made it to round 7, let's move to the east. So this fight shouldn't be too bad to do. It's 4 pages. Pretty similar to the previous, but the outlaws here, they're decent support units, they're not as scary as cutthroats. We can see that the poachers are at the top, we want to stay as far away from those as possible. Should get at least a couple of rounds here to build up some essence. Of course, because they go next to each other, they do actually give each other some more initiative, but we're still able to move away. So these things have aimed, which means they can shoot us, but they have to move first. I'm not actually too worried about that. I think we don't go for any spells just yet. Although if we do the additional damage. So if we go for Psychic Spear, it still only gets 1 kill. I think we still wait. So yep, they go for the shot, they're not able to get a kill by doing that, then they move in with a stack of 2, they can't cause us too many problems. We could go for the Quicken here in order to attack, which is probably fine. Does mean we move into range of this stack. So these do move at the start of next round because they're giving each other the initiative. The Quicken lasts for 1 troop turn. So if we cast it after this turn, we should actually still be able to get ahead of them next round, I believe. That seems to be how troop turn works, right? Because yeah, troop turns. Some of these spells are based on troop turn, others are based on round. The ones based on troop turn should allow us to carry it through to the next round. I think that's how it works, we'll soon find out. So if we go for Quicken now, yeah, we can see they do move ahead, so they'll get to move first next round. Then we go for Irradiate Eternal. Get ourselves the option of doing more damage if we want to. I think we will... Well, we're not going to be able to go for a repel strategy on these two. Unless we can get the Risen around to this Hex. Which we could do with 1 more order. But we're not going to get that. We could also go for the Dimensional Door. But if we go for Dimensional Door, we probably can't. Actually, we can follow it up with Repel. So hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. We would have to move through the zone of control of this stack though, which is probably just not worth it. Maybe we do just want to hit these. Yeah, I'm just going to go for this. We move up, we go for this attack, doesn't quite finish them off, and we do actually take a loss there. So we can move our Risen in here, we can go for the repel, which will push them through our zone of control, so we do a little bit of damage to them. We can finish this stack off, these get to move next. I think we still do it, of course, might take 1 or 2 losses here. So they do go for the cultist, that will at least mean more Risen, and that's why we're going for that strategy. Go for a little bit more spell damage power. Additional range resistance. It's quite expensive. But I think it's pretty likely these get targeted, so we will go for it. Yep, so they do get targeted. We move up to these. Finish them off. Close these down. 1 to 2 kills. I don't think we do it. I think we just go for protection. Because we're going to take a loss either way, I think. Yeah. Not a lot we can do about that. Yeah, so that goes okay, but again, a little bit of attrition. We do get to raise them as Risen instead though, which is kind of a decent trade. For this wielder at least. Not so much for other ones. So if we were to go for this fight, it's considered a fair level of threat. They've got Aurelian Scholars, they've got Toxicologists, so we have to close in on them. But they will berserk our Risen, so that shouldn't be too difficult to do. I still don't think we split these into 2 different stacks. I think we do just go for the fight. Yeah, let's throw ourselves into it. So we're going to put Risen towards the top. They do start off with some serious high ground, which is going to be a problem. We'll take some losses here for sure. We could try pulling back, at least at first. So Aurelian Scholars do have pretty good range, Toxicologists not so much. Let's try this. So let's have a look. So these things can reach us as soon as they move, but they only have 1 of those. Toxicologists have to move a lot further. Yeah, I think we stay back. Yeah, so we can see they don't do too much damage there. They still have to move forwards in order to shoot. We could start moving in, but I think we just stay out of range for now. If we take 1 step closer, these 2 stacks still have to move to shoot us. This stack still can't shoot us at all. And this stack, if it does shoot the Risen, it will berserk them. So yeah, I think that's fine. These are now out of range, we go for Aurelia Eternal. Then if we go for Psychic Spear on these, doesn't quite kill them off. Wouldn't mind actually changing our setup a bit. If we can just get to 10 Arcana per round, that'd be great. Or at least 10 Arcana in this situation. So yeah, we fall slightly short. I think we don't go for a spell yet. Could actually try and save up for Arcane Storm. So they do berserk the Risen, which does make them more vulnerable to damage, but it also allows them to reach more easily. I think we go aggressive now. So So stack of 5, we're not in their deadly range. Wouldn't necessarily mind going for Aegis though. That feels like the right choice. So we could actually go for it twice, which would stack. And then they'll be completely fine. Let's go for that. So yep, only able to do 2 damage with that stack of 5. The Risen tanking the hits really well. They do have to deal with the poison, unfortunately. We're going to move forwards. 4 to 5 kills because we're Berserked, able to do a really nice amount of damage to these. Actually do finish them off in 1 round. So 1 health left on these. They're going to go down for sure. There's not really anything we can do about that. Let me just Psychic Spear. Yeah, 1 loss taken as expected. These things are not able to do much to us, and that actually went pretty well. So the Aegis strategy does work pretty nicely with the Risen. We could build towards that. I do quite like melee, but I also do want to level up. Call the Faithful as soon as possible, so still going to go for additional command. Split the cultists out. And we do have some capacity in this town, so what do we want to go for? I think maybe a Stoneworks is still fine. If we do go for another crypt, it does allow us to build a pretty big stack of Oathbound pretty fast. We'll go for that. We're doing pretty well for gold, so I think that's fine. End the round there. Then do we use movement points to go to the orchard? I think we do. We do need some resources. We'll grab all of this. Then let's move up. Start moving towards the town. So if we did go for this upgrade, we still need a little bit more stone. So yeah, maybe the Stoneworks would have been good. No obvious source of that otherwise. Yes, that's a bit of a shame. I think we do want that Celestial Ore as well. We want to start producing Aurelian Scholars. So we need to go to the west. We need to grab this for sure. I think we ignore the Glimmerweave for now. End the turn there. Then as we pass through, let's go straight to this. Let's pick these up. And we also do want the Oathbound, of course. So I think we do have to take the detour. Bring these stacks together. Pick up 16 of these. Pretty strong stack. Turns this to a challenging fight. I don't think we go for it still. I think we go to the west. Just need to save for 1 more turn in order to upgrade our town once again. So yeah, we do that. We go for the upgraded excavation, round 10. So it's a little bit of a slow start, but we do now have access to the full range of other wielders. So a couple of interesting choices here. We can see the UI has actually changed. You are able to scroll now because this faction does have access to a whole new wielder. So, Coral Lightbringer. Really good because he starts off with March, really useful for a scout. Also starts off with the additional Necromancer, which I do love to go for. Also do quite like to go for Magnolia Silverlink for the taxes. She comes with Cultists, plus Toxicologist. All of that stuff can turn to Risen. So I feel like she's probably the better choice. As much as I love that Necromancer, I think we go Magnolia for now. She's going to pick up some additional units. Then we move south, we pass all of these across, we will take 1 Risen. This is fine. Okay, let's take the... So Swamp Spear is +6 attack, this is +6 also. We can put this on the second slot. Swamp Spear we're obviously not going to need. If we want to go for Aurelian Scholars, we need to go for the Celestial Ore. So let's go and pick that up, see how much we get. So it's +3, which is enough to go for Enlist the Scholars. If we want to upgrade the building itself, we need Glimmerweave and more Celestial Ore. This fight is now considered fair. They've got Crones. It's always a bit of a problem. Let's go for this. So we've got 16 wood. Also got access to a second large build site, which again I think Aurelian Sanctum is still the option that makes the most sense. We do want some stone as soon as possible. There's a little bit of stone down there, it's a bit of a detour. There is actually a veneer blocker here. You have to push through. So do we go for the reliable sources of the precious resources to the north? I think we still want to take this fight, we should be okay to do it. Check our essence generation situation. So it's still pretty low on the Arcana. It's a bit of an awkward mix. But we do get potential access if we are able to hold out for 3 rounds. We get potential access to Rupture. Plus it's going to be lots of experience as they actually choose to flee, okay. A little bit surprised by that. So in this case I will go for the Glimmerweave because we're a little bit short on that right now. I'm not sure when we actually go for the reliable source. We do reach level 4 and we can now go for Call the Faithful level 2, which is +3 Risen each turn. The sooner we go for that, the sooner we see the returns. Okay, so with that being done, we've got a fight down here. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to be against Footmen and Face Spirits. Let's go for it. No range units. This should be fine. No losses expected, that's great. So if we go for the Celestial Ore, we are still going to need 1 more Glimmerweave. There is some Glimmerweave just here. Can we actually reach it without a fight? Doesn't look like we can. It almost looks like it should be in range though. UI's not really telling me. We could try to take the fight with Magnolia, but it's a bit dangerous. I think we go for the Celestial Ore, we'll start moving to the southwest. Magnolia, I guess, will move towards this. So Aurelian Sanctum, that requires a little bit more stone. Yeah, perhaps we need to move closer to that. Okay, so we do have a turn to build, so if we want to actually go for the Forum of the Unseen, which I still think is a really useful thing to do, and if we do that, Glimmerweave does become important because it is what we need for Zeal of the Faithful. So this becomes quite a key objective in that case. It's now a pretty easy fight. Still would like to go for this second town as soon as possible. Let's see what this is first, we need to move closer to them. Should build something this turn if we can, but if there's nothing too much available, we don't have any further small build sites. I think we just go without building for now. Okay, let's go Aurelian Milestone. Open some of this stuff up. 9 extra cultists available. Okay. So, Forum of the Unseen, a little bit more Celestial Ore is needed. Laboratory could be done now. We could just go for the gold. First, let's see if we can reach this. No, we do have to take the fight, okay. So, upgrade on this. Glimmerweave Celestial Ore, it's the same stuff we need for Forum of the Unseen, which does seem to be the bigger priority, I think. Although it's kind of a... It becomes more useful late game, whereas upgrades to Necromancers will make a big difference the sooner we can get there. Unfortunately, there's not actually that much in the way of extra resources to the south. At least not much we can see. I think just gonna have to go for the gold. I don't want to just leave that behind. Then let's start moving south. So this is a risky fight, we can break through it. So it's a fight with backer horses, some crones, and trolls. So we want to stay back against those trolls. Let's try this. Yeah, so the trolls have to move in order to attack us. 4 crones, unfortunately. So we can see we're not really going to be able to move the toxicologists in time to protect them. Yeah, they're going to get targeted for sure. It would mean 2 extra Risen, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, I think we skip this turn. These move up to here. These could also be targeted by the cranes, but I think it's slightly less likely. And they actually choose to move forward, but then they do go for the attack, and they do go for it against that stack. Back a horse is actually a pretty defensive move. Trolls focus down the cultists. We do get the additional move with the Risen, but we don't yet have enough Order Essence to actually close the trolls down. So I think with that being the case, we need to take another step back. Try and gather up some more Essence. These move up to protect. So spell options, these will get to move pretty soon. If we go for Psychic Spear on those, we can kill one off. We could go for Aegis, but I think they'll just choose to target a different stack. So yeah, I think we go... First we go for Glory's Gone for the additional spell power. Then we go for Psychic Spear on these, try to weaken them a bit. If this stack is unable to shoot, I don't think go for any other spells for now. We could speed the Risen up next turn, but there's no need to do it yet. So they finish off that stack, unfortunately, not too surprising. Few losses will be taken to the Risen here. So we'd have to go for Quicken twice in order to reach the stack of 3. If we go for the second stack of 3, backer horses can reach us. It's not the most straightforward of fights. We could try going for Aegis now. I think we definitely move up towards this stack. But we want to stay out of deadly range. So this position is okay. Try and make that work. So we have access to Rupture, which does 66 damage, kill off 2 of these. I think that is worth going for. Then we can pacify them too, but they're not going to do too much damage. I think we save the Essence. We'll go for the hit against these. These can't really threaten us too much now. We do get to retaliate, so we finish them off. Backer horses not able to reach us just yet. We do take some damage, further damage to the Risen. They are now able to move in. They can get 0 to 1 kills against these. If we go for Quicken, we can close down the stack of trolls at the top. Probably need to do that. Yeah, so we kill one of those off. This stack is stuck for now. I think we probably do move forwards with these. We'll take some losses. Could go for Protect if we want to, but we don't really mind losing these too much. It is additional Risen. If we were to save the Order Essence instead, we've got far higher initiative in general, so actually Protection I think is probably fine to do. We'll try to hang on to these for now. Take down one of the backer horses. Weaken these some more. Take a lot of damage to that troll because we are in deadly range. But we do finish off that stack. These are able to move in, but they're not able to close the gap, unfortunately. I wonder if we just move through the zone of control, because we don't want to be hit by these in deadly range. Fortunately, we don't have quite enough for repel. And yeah, they resist magic damage, so Psychic Spear doesn't help us too much. I think we do have to move through the zone of control. We don't want these doing full damage to us. We do have a chance of a kill here though. So they have 60 health, yeah, it's really against us. Not likely to happen. Good chance of a kill here though, so I think we do go for Psychic Spear. Weaken them a bit, should guarantee the kill when we go for the actual attack. These move forwards. Weaken these a bit. Taking pretty heavy losses here, but we will gain another town. Let's go for Justice, kill one of these off, and should be able to finish the next. Yep, really heavy losses. We will get 12 Risen back though, as we do reach level 5. So choice again, we can go for Command. I think Command would have been useful there. Although against the Crones it's always a bit risky to go with low stacks. Low number stacks. Anyway, we've done it. I think we can go for something like melee later. We go to the south, there's actually some Celestial Ore available to be grabbed. I think we'll beeline for the town. Then Magnolia is gonna go for this. From south towards the town. Then as far as construction options go, we could go for a trading post perhaps, that would be probably quite useful. So Laboratory, if we were to upgrade this, it requires a timber mill, which we do have, it requires some resources, we do have. Banes are useful, but for this particular strategy, it's kind of a mixed bag. So the idea really, the ideal way I think to play this is you don't want to actually involve the Risen if you can avoid it. You want to actually, you want to hang back with those, and you really want to only use them in the really big fights, because otherwise you will just lose too many over time. So for that reason, range stacks like Banes can be really useful as supports, and it makes things like the Oathbound much less important. So yeah, there's definitely an argument for it, and it is something we can go to a little bit sooner. If we go for the Aurelian Sanctum, it's going to slow down our upgraded excavation. I think we will actually do it. Then let's end the turn there. Okay, I think we're fine for gold for now, so we'll leave someone else to pick that up. Not going to use any movement points on it. I don't think we want to be taking the fight with the graveyard just yet, we don't have enough units. So yeah, let's beeline straight for the town, which we do claim. We can upgrade this at a cost of 5 stone, 5 wood. This is currently constructing. If we go across to the town, we try to recruit some units. We do have access to 3 Aurelian Scholars, which could be pretty good against the Dreath. I think it is important we break through this as soon as we can. So are we going to need extra gold? Another thing we could do is we could pick up Coral here instead. I was thinking we'd get him here just so we can claim a few bits and pieces and pass his units to Kastus. But actually the kind of bigger map objectives might actually be these 3 mines. So I'm going to go for Coral here. I think that's fine. And then when it comes to which of the 2 we actually use in combat, so she has command and taxes, Coral has march. I guess we just use him, since we've not really leveled her up regardless. He has the better prospect, long term. Okay, let's buy these. Then we're very strong from range. Okay, so if he goes to the east, the Glimmerweave just there allows us to potentially go for Forum of the Unseen, but I don't think it's urgent. So this is Steam Pipers, Pikeneers, Dreaths, so it's all melee units. This should be fine. I think we can go for it. Shouldn't need to take too many losses. We just hang towards the back. Yep, so Pikeneer is pretty slow. This stack is going to be needed to help defend. I think we go here. So Steam Pipers approach. These are going to go right to the back and go for Charge Essence. These move back too. Pikeneers actually block off the Dire Dreaths, so those are no longer able to reach us. We could just stay where we are. So these things have the 3 movements, so they go 1, 2, 3, and then they can poke us. They can go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we do want to move back, unfortunately. So Dire Dreaths go for Bolster. We are able to attack these in daily range. I think it's still better to go for Charge Essence. So we can see the Dyad Wreaths move first, followed by these. We probably do want to weaken these. I think we go for a Rupture. Psychic Spear them. These go for the attack. They get to move first as expected. They go for that stack. Not too much of a surprise. Now, the stack of 10 does get to move next. So I think we move through the zone of control. Start weakening these as soon as we can. Yep, so a couple of losses there. I think we could go for Strength and Essence, but we could also just probably kill these off. Yeah, chances are massively in our favor. I will actually use them to attack as... Actually, no, it doesn't work out. Okay, I do want to be able to attack, so I'm going to go for the Psychic Spear on those. Attack these in deadly range. They get to move. We do take a couple of losses. Let's weaken these some more. Just about able to hang on. These can finish them off, and just to be absolutely safe, although it's not really going to make too much difference, we'll try and kill these off. They do survive. Yeah, we do take that pretty inevitable loss to the Oathbound. So we do take some losses, but for a reliable 1 Glimmerweave per turn, it's very much worth it. Okay, so that leaves Magnolia pretty free. I think we'll actually bring her down instead. So we go across to this. Start moving down. Kastus still has some movement points. So this town is already busy. This one can be upgraded. I think we're going to go for Stoneworks. Because yeah, we're doing okay for wood. Don't think we need to go for a rally point. Yeah, let's go for Stoneworks. So we need just a little bit more gold. So we grab this. Go for the Stoneworks here towards the side. So some resources to be picked up in the east. We could also go for the Plague Rats. Is that important? I think we go aggressive. So we'll go across to this potentially for the additional XP, although let's pick up some gold as we pass through. Okay, so we have the maximum number of wielders. Both of our towns are busy. I think we just end the turn there. So Laboratory has been finished off. We need stone to upgrade that as well. We are able to afford the Forum of the Unseen now. I think we should go for that. Before we do anything else, let's see what we can achieve here. So this fight is risky. It's Chuckers, Blighted Vessels, and Spawns. So from range we should still be fine. I think we give this a go. Let's go for it. So yeah, they're all towards that direction, so we're going to move towards the bottom, go for manual battle. They do have the Mucus Blast. It's a little bit annoying, but doesn't do too much damage. So these still can't reach us. I think we go for Strength and Essence on the Necromancers. Not too much we can do to stop the Mucus Blast. Unless we deliberately distance ourselves, which I guess would be safe to do. So yeah, let's go for this. They still go for the Mucus Blast on those two stacks, that's fine. We go for Charge Essence with our Strengthened Essence, which is a lot of Essence coming in. We weaken these a bit. They move in, they're not able to reach us. We can get 2 to 4 kills on those. We could go for Ice Bolt to slow them right down. That lasts for 1 troop turn. So we get to move before them next round as well if we do that. If we move in now, these can go for Lunge and they can reach us. If we were to go for Rupture instead, so that's 8 kills. 2 kills on these, so they can still go for Mucus Blast, but it does pretty much no damage. I think we Rupture these. We stay away from the Blighted Vessels. So that probably means staying exactly where we are. Go for Strength and Essence on these again. They go for Mucus Blast, still doing pretty much no damage, these can't reach us. Go for Charge Essence. Do as much damage as possible against these. And now we have the stack of 9 to deal with. So if we go for Ice Bolt, it drops their movement by 1. So they have 2 movement, they can go 1, 2. Then they could lunge to reach us. As long as this stack survives, they can't reach us through lunge if we Ice Bolt them. And then we move up here. Okay, now they go for a straight ranged attack. These go for Charge Essence. Blighted Vessels next to move, so we actually don't want to kill this stack, because they're blocking the way through. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird thing. We could go for Rupture, but I think we do that on this stack. Skip the turn. So Arcane Storm is 30 points of damage, probably not the right option. I think we move down here, we go for Repel. Attack them with the opportunity attack, then we can go for 2 Psychic Spears, which would kill off the Chuckers. But I'm not too worried about those. Stack of 4 moves next. We don't have enough to go for Quicken, so yeah, I think we just need to weaken these. Then do we protect these? I'm just a little bit worried these could kill us with a lunge. I actually think it's safest to protect these. Yep, they go for the lunge, and they do a lot less damage than I expected, so I was protecting the wrong stack, really. Okay, I'm gonna possibly Psychic Spear these. No, I'll go for Charge Essence. So these have a total of 22 hit points. These move pretty soon, but they're not really a threat. I think we go Psychic Spear on these. Guaranteed kill, so we kill them off. Those aren't able to do too much damage to us. These could move up just as bait, because I do want to protect that Aurelian Scholar. Yeah, I'm going to actually move up to here. So they do take the bait, we don't take a loss. Charge our Essence. Rupture this, and kill this. Okay, only 1 loss, we will level up for that too, so we get the option of Learning or Command. I think we go Command. Not able to claim this before the end of the round, really unfortunate, because that would have carried us through to 10 Celestial Ore. We can upgrade the Aurelian Sanctum, let's definitely do that. And then we have not quite enough to go for the Forum of the Unseen now, unless we can find some Celestial Ore this turn. Go to this for some experience. This guy does need a little bit of strengthening. You can probably see what these things have. So there's some Celestial Ore just down here which we can reach. So yeah, I think we actually beeline for this. And then having done that, we do now have enough. No we don't, we need Glimmerweave as well. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, can we get Glimmerweave? We can if we go for this fight, but that's a pretty tough fight. We've also revealed a lot more of the map, so we can see what's to the south if we push in that direction. I'm not seeing an obvious reason to do that. Let's see how Kastus would do. So this is a challenging fight, this is also challenging, no it's worthy. Okay, so worthy fight there then. Over here we've got Aurelian Scholars, Scavenge Bones, Toxicologist. It's not a great fight for our composition. Oh, there's Celestial Ore right there. I didn't see it hidden behind the tree. There's also some Glimmerweave over there, so we could go over in that direction. It does allow us to get going with the Forum of the Unseen. How important is that really though? I think the really important thing is we want to get this to the next level. If we want to upgrade the laboratory, we need Glimmerweave as well, in addition to stone. So upgrading Stoneworks costs Glimmerweave, and upgrading the Croft Glimmerweave as well. Timber Mill, Glimmerweave as well. Okay, so Glimmerweave quite important for this build. I feel like this must be possible to break through. You'd think it can't be too strong. I'm going to pick this up. So it's a little bit more wood, plus 3 stone. So now we just need 3 Glimmerweave to upgrade Laboratory. Maybe we do go east. Obviously we can pick some up next turn. Yeah, this stuff is... I just don't think it's worth an entire turn to go for. I want to see if we can keep exploring, so I'm going to go south. So yeah, it's a winnable fight. It's risky, it's Berserker, Licked Swine, and Huskars. I feel like we can play around most of that stuff. I don't think it's too important if we idle our town for 1 turn. Okay, I'm going to keep moving south, as we can see another town just there. Okay, so if we go for this fight, we're going to want to spread out one of our stacks. So I think the cultists... spread these into multiple stacks. Up to 27 Risen. Do you really want to get Call the Faithful level 3? 5 Risen per turn would add up pretty quick. It's also a reason to power up multiple wielders at once. If we can get Call the Faithful on our other wielders, becomes quite a good late game source of Risen. Okay, this doesn't tell me too much. I think we obviously leave the 1 stacks towards the back. Let's try this. So swine approach, they're able to move pretty far. I think we just move back. Yeah, they have no real range units. Go right to the corner. As we're still able to attack, so let's go for these. Swine don't end up going for an attack. So these things have 3 movement, which means they will be able to potentially attack us. I think we go 1 step forwards. End the turn. These move up. Looks like we can avoid the Licked, but not the Swines. But the Swines will probably go for the Cultists. The Licked will go for the Oathbound, but they move after the Oathbound. So if we go for Quicken with those, we can reach. So yeah, I'm going to move down and go for this. So next to move are these 2 stacks. This one can actually, I think... Can it? Yeah, I think it can go for the spear throw against this 1 stack, but I don't think that changes our plans. So we do have access to full damage now if we go for Psychic Spears. But it's not going to do too much. We don't want to attack these because we'll berserk them. Yeah, I don't think we go for a spell yet. So they waste that on the Risen, actually activate our Berserk, which is perfect. Not able to get a kill there with their Swines. They do go for the bigger stack. So these things... we get 7 to 11 kills on those. The Licked are the bigger threat. They move first as well. If we go to here... if we go to this Hex, we're actually blocking off our Oathbound. So we probably actually want to attack from the lower ground. We could also just go for Repel. Okay, I'm going to go for this. So we attack these. Kill most of them off. These get to move next. We go for 1 Quicken. Move down to the Licked. Those are in zone of control of both of our strongest stacks. We go for the Repel. Double opportunity attack, we kill them off. Berserker move in, but they can't yet reach us. Do we move away? I don't think so. A little bit scared of the Berserk here. But we'll take losses if we move now. Unless we go for something like Dimension Door. We can't do that. Question is, will the Swine actually move out of the way of the Berserk here? I think the AI is that smart. Can't really rule it out. I'm gonna Psychic Spear. Although it's a little bit weaker now. I just wish I had just enough. One more Arcana we could move away without being attacked. I think we do Psychic Spear. Although it still doesn't get a kill, so it makes no difference. Okay, let's go for protection. I'm just trying to save as many of these as I can. Then I move away. We take 2 losses. We're at least safe from those. Take momentum from that stack. That stack can't reach us. New round begins. Actually safe from the Swines. The Swines choose not to pursue us. Berserker move pretty soon. They obviously go for the 1 stack. We could quicken the Oathbound. Doesn't make sense to quicken anything else. But we're actually going to be... yeah, we're going to be just short of being able to go for quicken. So I think we just have to form ranks. Gonna pull back. Just check these can't reach us. Yeah, we pull back to here. 1 stack goes down, pretty much expected. This stack goes for Glory's Gone. We can rupture these, kill 2 off. I wonder if we just quicken these instead. So they have 31 initiative, they're going up against 35. So 1 quicken does make a difference. The problem is, if we move in, we're putting ourselves in range of the Berserker here. They're 3 movement. But I think they end up going around. Pretty sure that's how the AI thinks. So we quicken these. We'll still go for this. This stack is quickened, we can reach the Huskars. That might be the better option. I'm gonna rupture these. And attack these. So yeah, Berserker can't reach us. This stack has a chance of getting a kill here. Let's see how the odds are looking. So 12 health, we can do up to 15 damage. It's probably not going to work out. Could weaken them with these. But we're not going to get the kill, and they do move pretty soon. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so these things can reach the Oathbound, but nothing else. So we move up to here. Oathbound, move out of the way. We're in the zone of control of those, but it doesn't matter too much. End the turn. These can't reach us. Kill these off. Now we can activate the Berserk, which should be fine because it does make them more vulnerable to damage, so we go for that. It doesn't increase their initiative. We can move down, we get 5 to 6 kills, we go for the Rupture first, and that guarantees we kill them off. So I do think the strategy is working. These Risen do feel pretty powerful. Once they're Berserked, it makes quite a big difference, and we lose a few cultists there, but that's fine. I think Arcana Magic's going to be really good. 7 Risen, so we're getting a bit of a power stack. Still no more Call the Faithful, but I think Arcana Magic obviously does make sense. Okay, so we can see the potential path across to the enemy, we can see the bridge. I think we keep moving down for now. So you can see a little bit more Celestial Ore, we can see the fight that takes us through to the other side. Challenging fight there to get a lot of loot. The Forgotten Graves tend to be pretty good. Good source of gold there too. So stuff that is actually important. I think still the precious resources. We do want to get a lot of Glimmerweave as well. Forum of the Unseen. We can do that pretty soon. Yeah, Glimmerweave feels most important. I'm going to try just following the path for now. So you can see a large camp for additional units. I think we just follow that along. So this town has completed its stoneworks. We could try going for a rally point. I don't really think we need to. I would be tempted by another stoneworks, but also a croft. Get the economy going, and of course we can go for a trading post. I think we go trading post, although actually I guess the returns come in faster with the croft. I don't think we have an immediate need for trade. So yeah, I will go croft. End the turn there. A litter of puppies, which gives us +5 initiative and +5 offense for 2 rounds, but only for Coral Lightbringer. Didn't actually read the flavor text, but I'm not sure where the puppies came from. We get 2 Glimmerweave, which is enough to upgrade the laboratory if we want to go for that. If we want to go for the Forum of the Unseen, gonna need to go for this Glimmerweave too, which I think we can probably do with no losses. Well, maybe not with no losses, but with no major trouble. Let's try this. Okay, they don't go for the bull rush. Suppose we just move to safety. We'll weaken the Sarimnan a bit, and then pull back. So we can go for Repel, which will push them back by 2 hexes. That doesn't really make a difference. This is actually a little bit scary, because they are all upgraded units. In some ways they're stronger than us. If we were to go for the Rupture, we can kill off most of a stack of Lichtvarn. Stack of 7 moves pretty soon. Obviously it's the Sarimnan who are the big threat. I think we've got to Rupture these. Okay, so we can see that the stack of 9 Lichtvarn is next to move. We could try repelling those. It means we don't get the zone of control attack, but it pushes them back to here, which is... they're no longer able to reach us. The only other option is we Dimension Door the Oathbound back, and then we have their zone of control and protection, but no, I think we repel these. Weaken these. Oathbound take the brunt of the hits regardless. We go for Strength and Essence on the Necromancers. Stack of 7 is about to move in. Can we prevent a loss to the Necromancers? We obviously can't move away from the stack of 9 here, we just have to go for an attack. Has to be just about hang on. We can rupture 5 of them away. Let's do it. So stack of 9 does get to move pretty soon. They probably will finish off the Oathbound though, I think. Yeah, let's weaken them. So Earthbound finish those off. Oh, but they choose to go for the stack of 2, which is able to hang on. So do we actually need to go for this attack? I don't think we do. I think we should generate enough essence. Yeah, we go for a rupture. Psychic Spear, and we finish them off. Okay, 500 experience. We are able to claim this turn. Bit of extra Glimmerweed too. We start moving south. That gives us enough to go for the Forum of the Unseen. Let me just make sure that's definitely the right one. Yeah, it is. Okay, so back to Kastus Maal. I kind of want to see what this is, because the enemy might break through it. We'll go to Magnolia first. We're not going to go for that. Let's go for some experience, hope for some more taxes, or call the Faithful. We'll go for Woodcutter. Then to get through to this, looks like we'd have to take the fight with the Grims. How tough would that be for Kastus? Really tough for him as well. Okay, let's move to the east. So lots and lots of skin shifters. That one is also pretty tough for us. We can go for the Celestial Ore. Thing is, if we go for the Celestial Ore, that does allow us to pick up a lot more Necromancers. We could try to chain those down. Which, yeah, as I mentioned, as good as the Risen are, we still want to play this as a pretty standard Loth game. Until the kind of later fights. So relying on Necromancers is fine. Okay, I will go towards this. So as you can see, it's Shadows, Scarred Brutes, and Hellroars, so it's a pretty strong guard. Not too surprising. Okay, we'll start moving down. Okay, so next things to go for, 20 stone needed to upgrade Excavation. That doesn't actually get us access to another wielder though. So with that being the case, we've upgraded the Aurelian Sanctum. I think upgrading the laboratory is perhaps the next best thing to do. We're going to go for the trading post over here. Yeah, I think we might need it at some point, so let's just do it. Then there's not really anything else we can do. We end the round there. We can see Cool Black Nest does break through the mines on his side. At least 2 wielders on the move. Okay, back to Kastus Maal. Let's go to this, get the additional movement. Probably scout it out with Magnolia first. So we'd have to take the fight with the Ravagers to go for this. Let's claim this at least. So we see the next way through, it's High Legion, Seneschals, and Blessed Bones. So we've got to pick one of those 2 ways through. That seems like the easier of the 2. So this fight just here, let's have a look. Toxicologists, Aurelian Scholars, Scavenge Bones. That's going to be too much for us. Backtracking, not usually a good thing to do, but in this case, I think we want to chain some units down. I guess we can pick this up. But this guy's carrying a lot of our good units, so I'm going to move down to this. I'm going to park here. So it's very expensive to upgrade these, but I think it's worth it. We've also got a lot available to recruit too. So additional Celestial Ore is going to go a long way. We can find a quick source. So there's a little bit just there. Let's go slightly to the west. So this is a challenging fight, it's lots and lots of Lichtvarn, probably don't want to go for that. If we backtrack this way instead, we can maybe go for the graveyard. There is the Celestial Ore just up there as well. So there's one pile just here, 2 piles to the west with the Grim, but I think that's going to be too much. I would like to go for this experience, but I think just pulling straight back might be the better option. Yeah, let's go back to this. Do we upgrade this? I think we do. Banes are going to be a lot better than Toxicologists. So both towns currently constructing. We do have some movement on this guy, but not really too much. We could maybe go for some experience. But no, I think we just want to break through. So I'm going to end the turn there. Would like to see what this guy has. 15% of recruitable Oathbound have left our dwellings. That's a shame, but it's usually a sign that better things are coming back. These negative events are usually followed up by better positive events. Okay. So, I think we upgrade the troops we already have. That reduces us to 1 Celestial Ore, but Kastus is able to go across to this, which is only +2 more. Bit of a letdown. Okay, let's go back across to this. Is there anything we can pick up? Not really. Just gotta pull back. Okay, so Kastus could go to all of this stuff if he wants to. We could also maybe go for the Loth troops down here. I think that's going to be more important. So we're going to go back to this. We're going to go for draft troops. We pick up 3 more Necromancers. So 7 Necromancers total. We can pick up some Oath Singers. Those allow us to do additional damage. We have 5,000 we can spend. But yeah, the Oath Singers allow us to do additional damage with our spells. But the Banes are that little bit more versatile. And we can get quite a lot of those. And we can use the Risen and the Oathbound as blockers. So yeah, I think we will train some of these up. Then can Kastus grab some easy gold? He could. He could just go for all this stuff. We know we need the Glimmerweave. I think we can justify it. Plus, it looks like we can pass through between this little tree and the milestone there. So yeah, it's not actually too many movement points. Okay, let's spread some of this stuff out. So Toxicologists provide Destruction and Arcana. I think that's going to be worth going for more of. Spread out the Oathbound too. So it's a big stack of Plague Rats. We're going to be generating a lot of Destruction with our current build, plus the usual pretty high amount of Arcana. We could increase the Arcana by splitting the Cultists. But no, I think that is fine, because we can also use the additional spell damage, of course. So yeah, let's go for this. So 1 stacks want to move to safety as quick as they can. It is quite a large number of stacks. But we've got 2 pretty strong stacks to fight them with. Ah, they got the stack of 32 right in the front there. And they do move pretty close. And the Toxicologists are kind of blocking our own units. So the stack of 2 actually is pretty exposed, unfortunately. Stack of 2 up here, yeah, can't really get away. Okay, so the placement isn't quite right. The stack of 11 moves first. We could try to just hold those back. Oh well, it's gonna have to deal with it. These go to the corner. These are safe for now, we don't want to activate their berserking. Pull back. So yeah, stack of 2 will go down, stack of 19 can attack our Risen, but that will berserk them. We could also go for a repel, but no, it doesn't make sense. We want to save the Arcana. We could Dimension Door these to safety. Is it worth doing that? So we can move up to 2 hexes, which doesn't actually save these. So yeah, I think we just gotta let what happens happen. Actually managed to survive that first hit. So the stack just about survives. We do get berserked here as expected. Able to do a lot of damage in response. And now we have 38 of these moving in. So yeah, I think we move up to here. We go for the big hit, which kills almost all of them off. Move the Oathbound up. We go for the repel, which will kill these off for sure. Then I think we want to increase the initiative on these. Probably by 2, so Quicken isn't necessarily going to do it. Obviously we don't go for Justice against Plague Rats. Let's weaken these a bit. So we could go for Rupture. Kill off the rest. We quicken these. I think it does make sense to quicken those. I think that's going to happen regardless. Kill these with Rupture. Weaken these. Then we do get to move first. Let's move through the zone of control, which does take a loss, but allows us to finish off the stack of 6. And we take 1 further loss. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. But we are getting at least 3 per round, of course, and we will gain 1 from this fight. Okay, let's claim the large farmhouse. Let's claim the Glimmerweave. Can we see what this guy has? Wow, a futile fight. So he's actually really strong. He's way ahead of us. But bear in mind, our strongest force is actually this one. So the immediate boost to our gold is not particularly significant. We could upgrade our crypts. We do have a lot of Ancient Amber. We're not making too much use of those units, but I think the main thing to do is just to push through. I'm a little bit worried about this fight. Maybe we're not quite strong enough yet. Because yeah, the quickest thing to do would be just to break through this, but if we can't do that, we're just going to have to go the long way around. I don't think we want to wait around. I think we want to just move through. So yeah, we can actually get pretty close. Get a bit more gold as we pass through. This town is not constructing, but there's not really too much else we can do other than perhaps upgrade stoneworks. I don't mind doing that, but we do need the Glimmerweave for the various types of research, so we have to prioritize here. I think plus 2 HP to each Risen. Does cost us our gold though. And Lunge is really good too. Okay, I think obviously we don't commit just yet. We're going to probably just end the round. Yeah, I don't want to spend Glimmerweave on economy upgrades. Pretty scared of Cole, but he's not going to be able to break through just yet. And there we go, we do get the positive. We get plus 2 Ancient Amber. Bone Dog. Didn't actually read any of that. Okay, so we have some units to pass across. I think we're going to leave this stuff for someone else to pick up. We move back over to this. No reason to stop by the town. Okay, we're going to pass all of these units across. Maybe we don't take the cultists now. But spreading out the necromancers will make more difference. So other things we can do, this is plus 2 offense. Yeah, there's no point trading this stuff. Okay, Kastus is going to go for this fight. We're going to split the Necromancers some more. So it's Aurelian Scholars, Scavenge Bones, Toxicologists, so very range-based. We do want to break through this fight too, but I think it's more important we go for this first. So 4 movement on these things, 1, 2, 3, 4. We move up to here, we should be safe. So when you have 5 Necromancers, there's a little bit of a dilemma whether to charge Essence, which does get us 2 Arcana, 1 Destruction extra, or we can just go for the attack. Bearing in mind the Risen will do fine against those regardless, and the rest are range units. Probably do want to just charge Essence. Then we have Arcane Storm, which is 33 points of damage, and go for it on all of these stacks. So we know these are about to move, they will be able to shoot, we will get 1 kill against those. Let's do it. So this stack is able to shoot us pretty soon. I think we do move up to here. Go for the Charge Essence. So we can move in here, we can get 0 to 1 kills, we will then be berserked, but are we putting ourselves in range? Actually no, if we attack from this hex, we're pretty safe from the rest. So yeah, let's go for this. We get berserked. Stack of 23. One of our less important stacks. I think we start moving in a little bit. Then we can go for a Rupture on one of these if we want to. You can see the stacks of 6 move next. Toxicologists all move next. We could go for a Rupture against one of those. I think we do want to do that. Yeah, let's kill most of these off. Finish off the Scavenge Bones. Stack of 2 now can't do too much damage to us, does still get a kill. Stack of 9, they're going to focus down the Risen, kind of annoying, but not too bad. So 1 to 4 kills on these if we go for the attack. I think we go for a Rupture. Then I think we do attack. We finish them off. These go for the Charge Essence. Next round begins. We can finish off the stack of 2. We could also Dimension Door into the stack of 6. Or into the stack of 9. So it's got to be that. That obviously makes sense. Yeah, we move up to the high ground, kill these off. Stack of 23 can move. We'll move here as bait, but they won't fall for it. Okay, starting to get a lot stronger now. We do take a few losses to the Risen, but we will get most of those back. Arcana Magic level 2 or Essence Leech. I think we want those tier 2 spells for sure. Then we can't quite reach the graveyard. We could do it with Coral. So we'd have 4 stacks in total. No, I think we want to leave it for Kastus. And maybe start heading back the long way. Is it quicker for... no. Yeah, let's start going to the west. Move back towards the town. Pick this up. Magnolia goes for this. Goes to pick up the rest of the stuff. Then we can go for some upgrades if we want to. So the 5 Ancient Amber to upgrade the crypt is not such a bad idea. It'd be better if we had a more reliable source of gold. There might be some argument for actually deleting one of the crypts and going for a croft. If we upgrade the croft, that costs us Glimmerweave. Glimmerweave is really important, unfortunately. So I don't want to spend too much of that. There is always an argument for going for the economic upgrades first, but I just think with this strategy, we want those Risen to be strong as soon as possible. They only have 32 for now, so we really do want to get level 3 of Call the Faithful as soon as we can, just for those extra 2 per day. Do we speed up the stone acquisition? I think upgrading one of these is fine. I will go for that. Then we can really massively boost our economy with upgrading the 2 crofts, which would be an extra 300 gold per day in exchange for 4 Glimmerweave. If we don't do that, if we were to go for something like this instead, it's a lot of gold. So yeah, we're just going to need more gold. I think I will actually upgrade my crofts. Start going west. We've got the Forgotten Grave there too. That's a good source of stone and wood. Okay, let's end the turn. No sign of our opponents. So it's a fair fight. We should go for it. So we want to hang back as far as possible. Stronger stacks out in front. This should work. Okay, rats move in. We can't quite reach them. If we had a lunge, we could. Yeah, and it would have been free too, as long as we attack from this hex. Still, the Legionnaires would attack us if we went to that hex, and I think lunge it's 50-50, which one it picks. We could try moving away from the rats. I don't think we do that. I think if anything, we're going to save up for Quicken. Move to here for now. As their Risen block off their Legionnaires, that's perfect. Yeah, these 2 stacks can't reach us. I will go for this, I think. It will boost them up. Yeah, so maybe we shouldn't. Then again, we can hit them with some spells. So yeah, we go Charge Essence. These can maybe finish almost all of them off, and then these things have 3 movements. They can't reach. So yeah, I think we actually do go for the attack here. Then we could try and kill them off with a Rupture. If we go for the Psychic Spear, that's going to do a nice amount. We're not really gathering Order Essence anymore, so we can't go for the Quicken. I don't want to use a Rupture. I think we just Psychic Spear. And we could go for it again if we want to. It's probably fine. Yeah, we'll do nothing for now. Let them come closer. So if we wanted to go for Strength and Essence, we need reorder. Go for this, 2 to 5 kills. We go for something like a Rupture, that's 3 kills. Arcane Storm, 3 kills also, that's not bad. We obviously do want to go for Repel though. I think I'm going to go for a Reluctant Charge Essence. Then we have got access to Fireball, which is 55 points of damage. Let's do it. Take a step forward. So we're not yet berserked, so this is going to do a lot less damage. I'd almost be tempted to deliberately Arcane Storm myself, but that's doing a lot of damage now. Now that we're up to level 2. So yeah, I think we got a Repel. Still do a nice amount of damage. We can still go for an Arcane Storm. Let's go for it on these 3 stacks. Then we get 3 to 9 kills by moving in. I think we have to do that. We'll take some losses here. Yeah, pretty heavy attrition, but that's okay. We should be able to finish off the rest, I think, without too much trouble, though we're not going to take a loss here, I think, from 1 retaliation, so yeah, we're fine there. We'll strengthen essence on these. Take the additional stats. Okay, we lose 4 Risen, but 1,300 experience, so we level up, and we have a choice now. Essence Shield or Brutal. This is a difficult one, because Essence Shield is just such a good ability. But it's got to be Brutal. If the whole point is to gather up lots of Risen, it's got to be Brutal. Okay, let's go to this. 4 Glimmerweave. So pretty close to that upgrade. Bit of stone there if we want it. It's actually wood that's a bigger problem right now. We are a lot stronger. We can start really breaking through this stuff. This is now a very doable fight. But yeah, I think we come in from the west. Yeah, there's no reason to go back. We've got everything from up there. We go west. There's lots of goodies around here. Then there's a town. Then we can maybe think about breaking through. This is also quite a doable fight now. I do want to go for the gold mine too. This fight has to be broken through because it's going to save us a lot of time. Let's go for it. So crawlers can't burrow, we don't have to worry too much about those. Really good place here to protect ourselves. Do have to look out for the terrors because they can drop our initiative. Do we stay where we are? Maybe 1 step back. Yeah, they go for Dragon's Roar, which slows us down. I don't think it matters too much. So yeah, these things are lining up nicely for the Arcane Storm. The problem is they have that 50% spell damage resistance. So in some ways we'd be better off going for it at the back. We can go for Ruptures and things, doesn't make too much difference. We can go for Repels, that still does work pretty well. But for now, we're still going to want to pull back. Yeah, so we take a step back, we're going to start weakening these. Go for some Charge Essence, Up to 30 essence, plus we can go for fireball. It's really very tempting on these 3 stacks, but it does so little damage. In some ways, might be better to go for sabotage. But it only takes away 10% of spell damage resistance, so it doesn't really help us that much. We could slow them down, I don't think it's that important. Let's go for charge essence again, I think. We go for an attack, 1 to 2 kills. I think because these are the biggest threats... No, I'm still going to go charge essence. When they're in deadly range, then I'll attack. So yep, still can't reach us for now. 2 to 4 kills. They will then retaliate, we will then be berserked. Do we damage them first? Fireball perhaps? I think we do. That's a very disappointing amount of damage, but that's okay. We go for this, does actually kill them off, so we're not yet berserked. They go for Dragon's Roar again. We have a few good moves in a row. So we could Arcane Storm. I think we go Strength and Essence. I was tempted to save up for Quicken, so that the Risen move first next round. But I don't think it's going to be worth it. So Arcane Storm on these 3 stacks. 1 kill on each. We can go for it twice. We probably do want to wait for these to move in, but we don't have enough initiative to make that work. So yeah, I think we have to go for the Arcane Storm now. Twice. Weaken all of these a lot. Then we can go in, we can grab 3 kills on one of these stacks. I think that's fine. Let's go for it. Then we can Arcane Storm again. Let's do it. Perfect. I don't think we Rupture because we don't have Destruction Magic. Just going to skip the turn, we're going to pull back. So this does 66 damage, this does 33, which means Psychic Spear is more efficient. It can't reach us regardless. Okay, comfortable victory, 0 losses, 1,700 experience. We actually do reach level 9. We do get offered Order Magic, which I think we should go for, because we've seen a few cases where it would have been good. I really do want that Call the Faithful though, just to get that real power stack of Risen Gang, because we're actually struggling to build up the numbers, maybe because we're not losing many human units now, and that was giving us a bit of a false picture. I don't think there's any situation, even with Kastus Maal, I still don't think it makes sense to throw away human units on purpose. But there is perhaps an argument for using them as the obvious fodder stacks. Take losses. Okay, do we go for the experience as we pass through? I think we do. Go for command. Move up to this. Then Kastus goes towards these fights. Not really too much else we can do. We can start upgrading stoneworks and things. I don't dislike that idea. We're also able to go for the undead research pretty easily, with Necrotic Resurgence being really good. But we are at the point now where we're trying not to use the Risen too much. We're trying to save them up. and obviously the necromancers don't benefit that much. So, not too important necessarily. Aurelia's Vigor, stuff like that, this is not too relevant to us. We don't mind losing our human units. So yeah, I don't think we go for any research for a little while. And with that being the case, let's go for some economic upgrades. So yeah, we're going to upgrade the stoneworks. We're going to upgrade the timber mill. We could upgrade the second crypt. It does make it more affordable to bring in more units, but would we want to go for a second croft instead? First of all, how many units can we really afford? We could spend all of our gold pretty easily, but that doesn't mean we should go for another croft, because we can gather a lot of gold. Okay, everything is upgraded. It's the town itself we need to save up now, but we've upgraded some of our economic buildings. All of this stuff is fully upgraded. No reason to actually move coral. Nothing further can be built, we just have to end the turn there. As we've reached round 19, if this was overwhelming difficulty, I'd be expecting them to break through pretty soon. Might have a little bit more breathing room here. Okay, let's go for the unit upgrades. So if we're going to chain some units down, I think probably Banes as a priority. Do want a good stack of those. Then we could start going for things like Oathsingers. We can easily spend all our Celestial Ore just on Necromancers, but whether that's worthwhile depends if we can use that for anything else. It really is just Glimmerweave. That's the most important. The +5 initiative for the Risen would have been useful a few times, but I don't think it's worth 5,000 gold. But yeah, it doesn't seem like we need the Celestial Ore too much. So let's buy these now. Then we can start stacking up the Oathsingers. They do allow us to do a lot more spell damage. Obviously not really making too much use of the Legionnaires. But yeah, I think we go for the Oathsingers. Pass these across. Yep, so we do lose a stack of Necromancers by doing this, which means slightly less Charge Essence, but it also means we can go for Strength and Essence more easily because of the Oathsingers. So I think that's all fine. We should probably upgrade these. I think we can go without. Should be okay. So yeah, I'm going to start moving back, or in fact... yeah, we'll move back, it's fine. So he goes back, we're going to send Magnolia to the west. Grab this. So this is now a simple fight. We'll still go for it with Kastus, we get the experience. And that's as far as we can go. So still a long way off upgrading the excavation again. So yeah, still really need wood and stone. Ah, we hear them break. We heard something. Okay, not entirely clear what happened there. We're going to move up. We're going to upgrade what we can. Bring them back down. Get a stack of Legionnaires. Always really solid units. Magnolia can pass these across. She probably doesn't really need to, but let's do it. Scarred Brutes can be tough. Okay, we're going to go here, we're going to go for the experience instead of the Ancient Amber, which does get us to level 10. We get the option of Destruction Magic. I don't want to turn that down, but I also think those additional 2 Risen per turn, it's debatable whether that's really that important though. Like, I know this is the new exciting skill. We are generating a lot of destruction. So if we can get to level 2 and level 3 destruction spells as soon as possible, that's going to be more important. I do really want to use the Call the Faithful strategy, but I'm still going to make the play I think is best. Then we can offer 1,000 gold to the Fey Offering Tree. Actually forgotten what that does. I don't really want to trade too much. I guess we can trade... This probably isn't worth it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to trade some of this. Yeah, it's a permanent buff. I guess we'll take it. As this is also considered a very easy fight. Simple fight. They do have veteran musketeers, which can be a problem. They do want to fight us. Let's see how this does. No, I think we can do better. Okay, so Scarred Brutes, we can move away from those. I think we're better off moving backwards. Nothing in range of these, that's a shame. So they now get 4 moves in a row, but I do think they can do too much harm. Gonna go for Strength and Essence on this stack. Although, could the stack of 10 kill us? There's a good chance they do. I think we have to go for it on these. They go for aim instead. Okay, that's fine. So we could have got a kill with these, but we've already gone for Strength and Essence. It feels wrong at this point to not go for Charge Essence, plus we can at least move to the corner. So we do get some use out of that. Okay, we've got Arcane Storm, 78 points of damage. We can do it on these 3 stacks. The Scarred Brutes do resist a lot of it. I think we need to leave enough for Repel. But actually we can't reach. So yeah, Repel doesn't help us that much, unless we Dimension Door. But then we'd have to use Repel as a priority. And I think just doing damage with Arcane Storm more important. I don't mind moving these forwards. Okay, 1 to 2 kills if we go in for this attack. You do a frontline fighter. So we've given them a lot of initiative. I don't think that matters though. This stack of 8 can reach us. So I might have to Ice Bolt those. I will go for this. We do get the 2 kills, so 2 losses in response, that's okay. Okay, so they're about to move stack of 18, which is going to be able to shoot. I'll probably go for our Risen. I think we do want to weaken them. Then we could speed up our Risen for the next round. We need 42 initiative. Okay, let's just weaken these so that they're not so much of a threat. Stack of 6 is the last to move. Stack of 3 is stuck. So yeah, we definitely go for this. We do get berserked. Now we can kill these off or we can charge Essence. So stack of 6 moves pretty soon. That's the one we'd actually want to kill off. If we moved a little bit closer, we can get 1 to 2 kills. I think we do just charge Essence. Then we could Ice Bolt them. Drops them to 2 movement, which means they can still reach the Legionnaires. We could repel them instead, which renders them pretty irrelevant. We could also go for Dimension Door plus Ice Bolt. It's a bit of a weird one. So looking ahead to next round, these two have to reload. So just removing these from the fight as far as possible is really helpful. So yeah, I think we just go for that. We charge Essence. I'm not really too worried about one Scarred Brute. Does manage to get a kill. So we could repel these again. Probably do want to try and kill them off. Let's move these in. Finish them off. That gets us some momentum. We can get 2 to 3 kills on these. These two have to reload. So yeah, I think we move in. It's okay to close the ground on the Musketeers. So 2 to 3 kills. Fireball doesn't really matter too much. It does mean we could move them to have to go after the Necromancers. I think we just do that because the additional kill helps us too. Then we go for this. Don't take a loss just yet. Then Banes can move forwards. So we could finish them off, but can't quite shoot these. Okay, fine, we have no choice. Hoping we could get just close enough. These two stacks go for aim. Now it's really important we kill them as quickly as possible. So I'm going to strengthen Essence on these. Gather up as much Essence as possible. 22 Arcana Essence. So we can Dimension Door in pretty easily. That feels like the right play. So yep, 9 to 10 kills, we go in, we finish those off. These get to move next. Do a similar thing with those. Move in as close as we can, we go for Fireball. Psychic Spear them twice. And we finish them off. Okay, 14 losses total. Fairly heavy losses, I suppose, but the experience is really useful. Carapace Armor, I believe, gives us extra movement. Yeah, +1 movement, that's really nice. Take the gloves too, someone else can pick up the resources. So the gloves give us +1 view radius. Nothing too special. Okay, so if we wanted to chain some units, we would have to go back to the town. That feels more important than anything we do to the south. Let's go for March 2. And let's move up. So we just need 10 wood now to upgrade this. Can't see an immediate source of wood that's particularly good. We can always trade if we need to, but we need more gold as well, so let's just end the turn, see how it goes. So maybe they didn't actually break. We get 2 Scavenge Bones for Kastus Maal. What do we do with those? I guess we just have to bring them in. Don't know if I really want them. Okay, fine, we can use them as fodder if we need to, or we can pass them to someone else while we decide what to do. Okay, you take the Scavenge Bones. Would we rather equip these? No, it makes little difference. Okay, so Glimmerweave upgrades we could go for. It wouldn't hurt just to get lunge for the Risen. But also making them harder to kill feels important. We definitely need gold. Gold is really important now. So is there much to be picked up? There's a bit of free Glimmerweave over to the east. I think I missed the Crumbling Monument earlier. There's the Orchard as well. Okay, let's go to this for now. Then Kastus. So this next fight, it's actually considered pretty tough, but it's Cutthroats, Outlaws, Silvermanes. Yeah, the Scavenge Bones wouldn't really help us there. This fight is considered simple. We'll go for this first. Okay, a big stack of 42 is a bit scary. But most of them can't reach us. Yeah, we should be able to move away. So this stack would be the one stack that can't really escape. Although we can go to here. This seems to work. So we go down to here, we're still able to shoot. Let's kill off the core fan since they have the most movement. These go right to the corner. We go Strength and Essence on these. Then we are safe from all of their stacks. We charge Essence again. They all moving closer. Hopefully put themselves in position for Arcane Storm, which they do. Yeah, I think we have to go for that. Then we could Strengthen Essence again. I think Ice Bolt to slow one of them down feels right. Okay, I think we move in. We attempt to kill these off, which does work. But we don't have quite enough to go for Repel just yet. Still, I think that's fine. We're going to Ice Bolt the stack of 35. Strength and Essence on these. We will take losses. They also move quite late next round, so I think it's better if we go defensive. Okay, so we can obviously do a lot of damage to these, but with that said, we don't have to rush into it. I think we do actually want to just weaken some of the other stacks. This is very overkill, but I think it's okay. Yeah, then we go for this, and the Risen finish them off. So we reach level 11, we do get Tutor. Tutor is really fun, but I'm just going to go for Arcana level 3. And we get the Sassanid Velvet Boots, which are +3 movement, +1 view radius, so we got a lot of movement to work with now. Definitely want to take this fight, want to get access to the reliable gold. A little bit scared of the Borrowers, they can be a bit of a problem, but if we close ranks, we should be okay. I'm going to actually split these in half. Yep, so they go for the burrow, no surprises there. Probably going for one of these 3 hexes. A little bit scared for the Banes. Yeah, I guess because they've also gone for the Dragon's Roar, this is the big problem with these 2 Beast Coral units. When they work together, the Riders of the Swamp get to just kind of swarm in. I can't really repel them. So maybe I need to push the stack of 6 back. Yeah, I could push them right to the back and that pretty much removes them as a problem. I think it's got to be done. Then we just need to weaken these. And it's tempting just to shoot here, because the additional essence would be really good, but these are about to hit us hard. But no, I'm still going to go charge essence. Yeah, we do block the burrow, so that does work out. Let's see what the riders do. They go for those. That's a few more risen at least. We'll take it. Okay, I think we want to strengthen essence on these still. I think we probably want to repel these. We could attack them just to activate Berserk. But I don't think we do. Yeah, I'll just go for that instead. So burrowers are at least another round away. The stack of 6 of these, we can't repel it. You just have to damage it. We could slow it down. That helps. So what does that leave? So these can't reach us. The stack of 1 isn't going to do too much damage. The 1 stack of these... I think it's more important to kill this. Although we can just kill both. Yeah, let's kill both. Let's go for charge essence. These burrow again, no surprises there. Slow these down some more. Just trying to move away from where I think they'll unburrow. Which I guess could be this hex, in hindsight. Okay, so what can we do? We could try quickening something. Problem is, when these are burrowing, there's just not a lot we can really do. I really fear they will come up on this hex, but this one seems like the logical one, like going off AI logic. Which admittedly I don't quite know how AI thinks, but... this is hard to turn down, let's go for it. So, with that being done... maybe we do want to try and stand on one of these two. Nah, I think we just protect these and hope for the best. Yeah, we can't attack these. Okay, they come up there, so that works. So they don't move again this round, I think we move to here. These move in. Then we'll try the repel. 3 attacks of opportunity, and we also had the Banes to hit too, so that works out. So 7 losses, that is at least 7 more Risen, and we do reach level 12. So do we start going for things like melee? Feels very overdue, we've been offered it so many times. But I also think Destruction Magic Tier 2 is just going to make more difference. I'm just going to go for that. Okay, with that being done, try to claim this before the end of the round. And then, do we go to the east? So there are some boots there, but that's less important to us now. I think we go west towards this stuff. And then go to the town. We can also break through to the south, all the skin shifters. That's technically a little bit faster. Is it that important we go for this? I can't recall what that shield does, but it's obviously better than the spiked knuckle duster, which is pretty terrible. Yeah, and I think we do want to go for this stuff too, so yeah, let's go towards that. Okay, so we're now very close to going for the additional upgrade. If we just trade for 3 more wood, I think that's probably fine. Costs us about 1,000 gold. I think it's worth it. And I think we probably want Aurelian Sanctum, although... well, we do have enough Celestial Ore to make it work. If we want to upgrade those units, that's going to cost us Celestial Ore as well. So we can get +3 damage first and foremost. Inspiring is nice. If we want to upgrade these, +1 damage. Feels less important. +1 Arcana to Oath Singers is pretty good. Magic resistance to Oathbound and Legionnaires. We could go for something like that in theory, but maybe save up for Necrotic Resurgence. I mean, we still don't have that many Risen, that's the problem. It is difficult. It's difficult to accumulate Risen. That's one of the flaws with this strategy. It's not like Rats where you can just build more. It really does feel like a bonus rather than the key to the strategy. Still, if we go for undead upgrades, we still get to benefit our Legionnaires, and that's the reason we went for those over Rats. So something like additional offense is going to be pretty good for that. I don't think we have enough of these yet to justify going for it, plus it competes for the same resources as the Risen. And yeah, that +3 damage doesn't make too much difference. +1 range to Banes would be good. But yeah, +1 Arcana to Oath Singers could be the most important, actually. Okay, I don't think we rush into that type of research. So yeah, we're free to construct here. I'm not going to do it. Just going to end the turn. See if they break through. Still not yet. Can we see what they have? That's probably not their main regardless. Okay, I'm going to go position myself near here. I think if we do go for this town, we will go for a rally point. 5 Glimmerweave. I'm just going to do it. We're not going to come back here. It does get us a level. Maybe I went for that too soon. We get offered Call the Faithful. But magic resistance... I don't want to turn that down. It adds up really quickly. Let's bank on being offered it again. We're going to go for the fun strategy, which is just to accumulate Risen. So a key thing in this round is to kill off the Silvermanes quick as possible. Without being in range of their other stacks. So unfortunately these can't reach. think that just means we skip the turn. These go to the corner. These also, if we can't kill these now, I think we have to repel them. And it looks like we fall slightly short. Actually, this does a lot. So yeah, let's go for the rupture. And then I'd love it if they actually went for the Risen, but they won't, of course. It wouldn't make any sense for them to do that. Okay, I think we need to move away from these, but they do have a lot of range. So we might need a dimensional door. Yeah, it's difficult to avoid the outlaws. I think we just need to take a step back. And now they can't reach anyone. Do we go for a rupture now? I don't think we rush into anything. Okay, let's go for a strength and essence on one of these. Increase our spell damage. Hit these as hard as possible. Gather up some additional essence. Stack of 1 can't do too much to us. Okay, so Fireball does 130 points of damage, that kills off most of these. We go for Arcane Storm instead. I think we want to hit these 3. Let's do that. We can do it twice. So stack of 9 is the first to move, stack of 8 also moves pretty soon. I think we fireball these 2. Then we'll hope we can take the retaliation here as we do actually finish them off. Kill off the Silvermanes. And Oathsingers actually get involved in the melee for the first time in a long time. Okay, no losses. That should be a good chunk of experience too, although of course we're a long way off leveling up. I didn't check how close we were to leveling up before I went to the Petrified Tree. I forgot about that. Insignificant level fight. Let's just go for it. Hopefully we have enough initiative to make this work. I don't want to lose a Necromancer if we can avoid it. So these are first to move. I was hoping they'd be just close enough to poachers, but of course they're not. I should have put the Legionnaires here instead. So this stack of 10 moves pretty soon. I think we just have to move this way. Okay, we will take some losses here. Yeah, because that stack of 10 is just going to grab a kill, I see, so I've not quite positioned this right. Nothing we can do to stop that. Yeah, they get that kill. Okay, that's a shame. So the poachers do move pretty soon. I think we just need to weaken them, and then yeah, we'll probably take a loss there. So these things are always the scariest, the cutthroats. They're the glass cannons. I think we need to hit those. Then we can take a step back. We will be hit by attack of opportunity. I think I'm just going to strengthen these up a bit. Try and kill as many as we can. As we just about hang on there. Gonna go for Charge Essence. So we can Dimension Door these in. If we go for 2 Psychic Spears, we definitely Psychic Spear these, that clearly makes sense. We can Rupture these. Then the Oath Singers do get to move reasonably soon. So yeah, I think we Rupture these. And finish these off, okay. I think we prevented 1 loss, still. Bit unfortunate the positioning, but we do get a lot of good stuff for that, and for the first time in this playthrough, a Necromancer becomes a Risen. So he's still with us in some form. Okay, so that's a lot of useful resources, but still a long way off upgrading the Excavation. Some stuff we can pick up to the west, but I think we just want to carry on. Go down to this. And then this fight is considered risky. Yeah, let's go for it. I think we actually want the Banes further towards the front, and the Necromancers in the back. Here they go for the ranged attack on the Necromancers. And there's no good escape for these things, so we're gonna have to close down those backer horses. Let's get these to the corner. Okay, so the backer horses, unfortunately, well, we do have a bit of time before they come in. And in the meantime, we can go for Arcane Storm. It's now level 3. Still does a bit of damage to them. But yeah, that stack of 18 Skin Shifters, it's going to be a problem. But they have already moved. So yeah, I think we Arcane Storm these. Does cause them to berserk. Gonna take a step back. So we're only able to Ice Bolt one of these stacks. Take a step forward. So 4 to 7 kills in deadly range. Okay, I think we slow these down. So they're at least out of this round. Then we'll attempt to weaken these. And we could also go for a Psychic Spear, but I think we save up for Arcane Storm still, even though that will give these a chance to do some damage to us. Yep, so we do take a loss. So stack of 12 is about to move. We're just short of being able to Ice Bolt them. We could repel them. Then they got 4 movements, they go 1, 2, 3. Well, they do of course have challenge. So they can pull us in and mess us around no matter what. I think we need to rupture them. Yeah, we're kind of just short of some really good spells. But that's often the case in this game. So we could still go for Rupture, followed by 1 Psychic Spear. I think we do it. And we do have the option of shooting. But yeah, I'm still pretty scared of the Hungers. I think additional Essence is important. So they take 2 losses to the Poison, we take some pretty heavy losses there, but that's okay. The Risen get berserked, and we can see the damage they're now capable of doing. Okay, so we have the option of repelling the backer horses, which is going to do a lot of damage to them. This is the spot we want to be in, though. So if we Dimensional Door into there, that costs us 6 Arcana. Yeah, I think we have to send these in, yeah. And we'll repel now. Do what damage we can. Okay, kill these off with Psychic Spear, then we're able to attack these, not from deadly range though. So these 9 are a bit of a problem for us. Maybe a bigger problem than the Hungers. We'll go for this. And now they have to go last. Kill these off. 4 losses to the Risen, that kind of sucks, but the rewards for this should be pretty good. So we can repel this stack, it's going to go all the way back. I think that's fine. Get them out of the way for now. Yep, so they've switched to melee so they can't cause us too many problems. We can send these in. Question is, how much damage can we really do to these? If we move the Risen in, they do become exposed. Probably these we want to focus down. Okay, I'm going to move back. Okay, let's go Strength and Essence on the Necromancers. These charge up, these charge up. Then we have Rupture, which we can go for twice. We can Quicken twice. Yeah, that would solve the problem. So Legionnaires move in, they finish that stack off. Total experience coming in is over 3,000, over 4,000 in fact, so we do level up from that. And we can go Order Magic Tier 2. I think that's a good idea, let's do it. Okay, we grab the Ethereal Shield, so that's plus 20% spell damage resistance. That makes me feel a little bit better about not taking spell resistance just yet, magic resistance even. Okay, let's grab some bits and pieces. So, We do have the option of a second Aurelian Sanctum if we want to. We could also go for more laboratories for additional Banes. I think it depends on the research situation. So the thing is, if we go for Bane upgrades, that costs Celestial Ore, so it kind of doesn't make too much of a difference. The one other factor, so it's Celestial Ore to upgrade Oath Singers, Banes, and Necromancers, so basically all the humans. Then when it comes to Undead, we just need Glimmerweave. So we really are left with very few uses for the Ancient Amber, unfortunately. We can use it here at least, for more initiative, but that doesn't actually feel that important. I think it probably is time we start going for additional hit points. It becomes more important when they break through. Okay, I don't think we need to spend any gold just yet. We should probably go for something though. So we don't go for Mausoleum. The choice is really Aurelian Sanctum or Laboratory. Obviously, if we go for Aurelian Sanctum again, we are spending a lot of Celestial Ore. So I think we have to go Laboratory. Okay, Strength of Hostiles grows. Just gonna push straight through all of this, and got a fight to take down here, which we will definitely be able to do. It's a lot of Ravagers, but they aren't upgraded, so we can play around them a bit. We've got the Tremors in this fight, which I think I call them Terrors either, but that's one of the Roots units. Lots of units in this game with very similar names. Let's see how this goes. Yep, so they go for Dragon's Roar. Seeing some good potential for Arcane Storm here. So stack of 21 is next to move. We don't yet have enough to really go for anything else. Just gotta hope they don't move too far. Yep, so Arcane Storm still clearly works here. So stack of 10 is able to be escaped if we move up to here. These move up as well, and yeah, stack of 9 can still reach us. We do get another move before they move though. So they go for the Roar again, but we are now able to slow these down, although they're actually blocked. They've actually blocked their own units, so I don't have to go for the Ice Bolt. Would have been an option, but this actually gives us more choice. Okay, these resist magic damage, so I think we need to focus them down. Okay, I think we're gonna go... We can go for Repel and still go for Arcane Storm afterwards. Or before, of course. So yeah, I'm not going to attack just yet. I'm going to move these in. Then we go for the Repel. Hit them twice and we knock them back. And we can then fireball them if we want to. So Stack of 2 is about to move. Stack of 6 Ravagers is stuck. Stack of 10 Ravagers then does get to move pretty soon after. Okay, do we go for the attack? We can slow them down with the Ice Bolt, which doesn't preclude us using Fireball. So yeah, I will go for that, just to keep my options open. Then I think I do want to Fireball these before they slow down our initiative. Go defensive for now. Stack of 8 does reach us, so quite some heavy losses there. Probably could have planned that one out slightly better. Stack of 1 moves next, but it's not going to get a kill, but then stack of 7 afterwards. So I think we knock that back. Yeah, so we took that one pretty rough hit, but otherwise we're fine. Okay, so we get the Celestial Compass, which gives us +1 Celestial Orb per turn. So actually, that might be a reason to actually go for the Aurelian Sanctum there. We can at least afford the units even if we can't afford much research. Okay, I think we just roll with it for now. And we start moving south, then Coral can move back. I think we will go for a rally point though. So yeah, we'll rush for this. There's a lot of Celestial Ore there as well. Gonna go for the rally point here. And that frees Coral up. He does not need to be around here anymore. So what can he actually do that's worthwhile? We've been to the Ancient Ruins. We could use him as a bit of a scout. Yeah, I can't see a reason to stay around here. This does free us up for another wielder. Worth bearing in mind. Which of these gives us units we want the most? So we could go for someone like Dr. Marjata, we could upgrade all of her units. But that costs us Celestial Ore too. So maybe we just go for Roderick and just get a spike to our Banes. And then we're going pretty heavy on the Banes, but I think that's fine. Still need more Risen. It would be ideal to get Call of the Faithful on more of our wielders. Okay, who do we build? I think we do build someone here just so we can upgrade their units. So the actual choices... Not going to go for this stuff. Not going to go for Rats, of course. So yeah, it's really between Dr. Marjata and Roderick. Do we care that much about one extra Necromancer? I think just a big stack of Banes. We'll upgrade those. Okay, let's end the turn there. As we do see purple, they choose not to break through, so we can see how strong they think they are. Fae Fires. What does this mean? The Fae destroyed a village, the Oathbound were sent to salvage what they could. The Barony has many mouths to feed. Oh, hunger. I thought it meant hunger, I thought it meant the actual units called hungers, and I was thinking, why is that relevant to us? But no, that's a shame. Lowered offense. Right as we're potentially going to break through, although I don't think we are going to break through just yet. Mushroom Cloak. Well, that's pretty good. So, Heavy Iron Shield is... no, that's not worth using. But yeah, the Mushroom Cloak. And that across. Oh no, it's the same position as the Carapace Armor. Which I think we have to keep for now. Okay, let's start moving through. Roderick is... I guess we'll go to this guy first. See if we can grab the gold, which we can't quite. Okay, if there's no immediate boost to our gold available, let's go down to this. I would have to open this up, which we could do pretty soon. But yeah, let's spend our resources now, so let's finish off one of these stacks. We need to upgrade our capacity a bit. So yeah, we can finish off our stack of Banes. Yeah, we've got a huge number of Risen available, but actually stocking those up is difficult. Let's finish off the Banes. Then I think a big stack of Legionnaires is always a really solid option to have. Spend everything else we can. This is still considered a difficult fight. Gets us a lot of Celestial Ore, which is pretty much a guaranteed upgrade. Yeah, let's go for it. It's a lot of experience if nothing else. We are a little bit weaker going into this fight because of the hunger. The good news is they don't have any tremors, so they can't manipulate the initiative too much. So stack of 5 obviously not a problem, but a big stack of 21 there to worry about, and they position themselves to avoid repel as well. Okay, I think we do want to charge Essence, so we're going to stay here. Then next round begins. We do have Arcane Storm available to us, which is going to do a pretty nice amount to all of them. But we still really want to stop this stack of 21 reaching us. So we could slow them down with the Ice Bolt, and I think we're going to have to. It does drop their movement by 2. So yeah, we go for that. We Arcane Storm all of them while they're all together. Still got a stack of 40 and a stack of 8 that could cause us some problems. I think we mostly pull back. Okay, so stack of 13, clearly a threat. Stack of 8, clearly a threat. Biggest threat is the stack of 13. There's not really much we can do about it. So we could quicken these. And that gets us... once we quicken them, we get the Arcana. Enough to go for 1 repel. Which could remove the stack of 8. Can we quicken them by enough? So they have 12 initiative, they're going up against 23 initiative. Although we can stack it, so it is plus 10 initiative. So yeah, it's 22 initiative. Ah, but they're up against 23. Quite unlucky. Yeah, that really gives us no options to work with. I think I'm going to have to attack the stack of 13. but they're going to attack me back. And I can't go onto the high ground either. Or the stack of 17 can then reach. Okay. So I want to try and protect the Banes a bit. But also the Necromancers. Maybe I should have moved further back instead of going for Charge Essence. Couldn't resist the Arcane Storm though. Okay, we're going to go for Protection on these. And weaken these. Going to take some pretty rough hits here. Yeah, 2 losses there. 4 losses to the Banes, and this is going to be heavy. Yep, because they get the high ground too. I'm going to go Charge Essence. I will still Charge Essence again, I think. Okay, so Arcane Storm is available, kills 3 off per time. Do some damage to the Riders of the Swamp with Repel, but if we knock them back by 6 hexes, they still can't reach us. So it still is a helpful thing to do. Then I think these need to move down to help the Banes. I didn't actually mean to click that. Okay, we need these out of the way. So, this stack of 7 is very awkward to deal with. Yeah, I can see why this was considered a tougher fight. We will take a loss if we go for this, but they're going to move soon regardless. The important thing is the stack of 17 can't do too much to us, but yeah, we're going to lose a couple more Necromancers most likely. We should try and protect as many of those as we can. Because yeah, this is the only real round where we're threatened. Every round beyond this, we can keep repelling these forever. So it does make sense to protect these still. And we'll strengthen these as well. So we don't get an additional kill for that, we lose 1 Necromancer. Stack of 17 can't reach us as planned. Lose some more Banes, at least it's more Risen though. Okay, the safest bet is just to send these back, and we'll damage them as they approach. Okay, I'm going to actually move in just close enough to shoot. But then... no, it still makes sense to repel. It's just completely unnecessary to take any further losses at this point. Okay, so pretty heavy losses, but only to our human units, which does at least mean we strengthen our power stack of Risen. Bear in mind, we've still not gone for any of the research yet, so we're not seeing them at anything like their full strength. Okay, we reached level 16, let's go for Destruction Magic Tier 3, 15 extra Risen, and someone else can pick that up. Okay, so this fight here is considered risky. I think we're going to break through these skin shifters so that we can be more easily reached. Okay, I'm going to try pulling back for now. So, stack of 17 now gets to move in. Ah, we fall just short, I realise. Just short of going for the Ice Bolt that would stop them being a threat. Which means we're probably forced to repel. So yeah, they can't quite get close enough to challenge us. The Risen... they could be challenged. I think we move in, we go for a block. Little bit concerned for these necromancers. We're gonna go for the Strength and Essence. Then we can go for an attack here. It will cause them to berserk. But I think that's okay. We're going to do it. Grab a lot of extra essence from this, then we can go for Arcane Storm on these 3 stacks. Still have enough to go for Fireball too, which kills 3 of those each. It's a shame they're not quite closer together. But I think we do have to go for something now. I could repel 2 of their stacks, which actually does work really well. It's the boring option, but it's just so strong. Just get them out of the way. Then we Ice Bolt these. Okay, looks like a good situation for Fireball. Yeah, so we're going to Fireball these 3. Although actually, the stack of 17 is now a serious problem because we can't repel it. I think that means we have to Ice Bolt it. Yeah, it drops their movement by so much. So we fall slightly short of the Fireball. These get to move next, which means we probably have to slow those down. We could also repel them. But no, I think we slow these. We can Arcane Storm everything. Let's go for that. So, stack of 10 moves, they can't reach us. Stack of 5 moves. They can still cause problems. I think we have to repel them. So stack of 12 is about to move. We need those slowed down. Actually, I've not quite planned this out right. We can't repel them. Okay, this has become a problem. We don't have enough for Quicken, so we can't really manipulate initiative. Yeah, I've not quite planned this right. I should have attacked. This could be pretty rough. I think we need to rupture them. And then probably also hit them. They're gonna have to move through the Risen, which won't be easy for them. Although they could also go for challenge. And that's a bigger problem. So let's see, what can they do? They can move up, they can go for challenge. So challenge can target any enemy within 3 hexes. Which I guess they'd pick the Necromancers, you'd think. So I think we have to protect those. As much as we can, weaken these a bit. They come in, they do actually go straight for the attack on the Risen. So the Risen get to move next. I think we move through, we repel this stack. Then we still have a move, and we finish these off. So yeah, that's kind of how you use the Risen, I think. You only really want to bring them in at the very end to keep the attrition as low as possible, and otherwise preserve them. So that's 10% more spell damage resistance. Move down this way. Magnolia goes towards this. Okay, still able to go for upgrades here if we want to. I think a Croft is the sensible option. Because yeah, we're struggling for gold a little bit. See if they break through. We've lost even more of our Oathbound. But wait, that's Oathbound. It doesn't say Legionnaires. We'll take 500 gold. Still a bit annoying. Okay, we grabbed the Mechanical Bird, so this thing gives us +5 initiative, which is a really nice little thing to have on Kastus. So, 5,000 gold we can spend. How tough is this fight? Just risky. This fight's pretty straightforward, does get us lots of stuff, does get us some experience. We're pretty close to level 16 when we'll be able to get even more damage on our Risen. I will grab the Celestial Ore for now. So, Thorn Whip gives us +10 offense, not really that worth going for. I'm not sure why that guard was so strong. Anyway, let's grab this. Gonna ready a bit of a hero chain. Yeah, I think it obviously makes sense to go for this. So these things can berserk, but they can't challenge. Okay, so with Arcane Storm we can hit these 5 stacks all at the same time. That will cause them to berserk, but even if they do, they won't be able to reach us if we move back. So let's go for that. Yeah, fully safe. And slow a stack down, I don't really see the need. I think we go for Strength and Essence on these. Skip the turn. Might have to repel the stack of 21. So we can fireball these 3. I think we have to do that. Far too tempting. Do we banish these to the Shadow Realm? I would like to Arcane Storm. We still get a few moves in a row, so we don't have to decide just yet. So 7 to 10 kills if we go for this. Can we safely move past one of these? I think we probably can. So they actually berserk us, which will guarantee the kill on these. Then we move these forward. We'll go for the repel on this stack. And they still can't reach us. We finish these off. Rupture these. And kill these. So we reach level 16, that gets us Brutal level 2, although Essence Burst at the start of battle. I do love that one. I can't say no to that one. It's not like 65 Risen are an absolute game changer, they're a nice thing to have. But yeah, I think you can see the pros and cons of Kastus coming through. Hard to get a lot of those Risen. Okay, we're going to open this up. I kind of don't want to fight them. But yeah, there's no way those will run off. Says it's a simple fight. It's mostly range units. So these 2 stacks move next, but they won't be able to shoot us. Then I should have really gone for Strength and Essence sooner. Easy thing to forget. These 2 get to move pretty soon, so we do want to weaken them. Because they'll be able to shoot the Banes. Okay, so we can repel these if we want to, that pretty much removes them as a problem. But I think we do want to weaken these two if we can. So these two move next. We unfortunately don't have enough for a fireball. We could ice bolt one of them to stop them reaching. But we could also go for Rupture, which does kill a stack of our choice, so I think we just remove these. And then these can no longer shoot us. Yeah, at this point, even with their magic resistance, we can just overpower them. Okay, we break through, 0 losses. We have the option of picking up the golden goose. That's a bit of extra gold. Let's go for it. Then we'll park ourselves right in front of this. So they have not got any range units. We're gonna want to go for some research going into this next fight too. We have built this. Oh, I've completely forgotten to be upgrading this. We want to upgrade this, I think. Be producing as many Banes as possible. And do we really need the gold at this point? I think we really do, actually. Still struggling for gold. So we won't go for additional Legionnaire production. We are just going to go for the Croft. It's going to take a little while to pay for itself, but still. Then back in this town. Gone for a Croft here. Ah, there's actually a large farmhouse there. I didn't spot that. Let's grab that. We can go Aurelian Sanctum. I think we just go Trading Post. Okay, so Kastus is still able to move, but he's about in the right place. I think we end the round there. Worst case scenario, they break through, but I don't think that was really expected to happen. We struggle for gold, kind of annoying, but it's okay. So we're going to go and I think if this guy can reach, we go down to here, we grab this, go for the 1,800 gold. Shoes of the Wanderer give us +2 movement, nothing too important. Focus on maximizing gold. And with all that being done, move down, grab these. We don't have enough slots really. Have to go into the town, put these away. As Necromancer production is struggling a little bit. I think we'll go into here. We'll upgrade what we have available. We need more command as well. So we'll take a full stack of these, one more Necromancer, and what do we have space for? 5 more Legionnaires. Yeah, it's tough. We can't easily clear space. More Banes, perhaps? Do we have any more available? No, we don't. So the Banes would have to come in for something else. The obvious option would be we swap out the other Banes. We could maybe let go of the Oath Singers. I do really like the Order Essence they provide. This is a problem too, the fact that we've actually kept the Risen, whereas on a lot of Loth playthroughs you just kind of get rid of them. But obviously we want to keep them as a stack. So I guess we go Legionnaires. Take what we can. Okay, we're going to pass these across. Any of this stuff worth taking? Perhaps this? Check Roderick doesn't have anything too much. Oh, he has more Banes as well, of course. I forgot about that. Right, so let's pass those across. Then we come through, we're going to pass across as much as we can. So a stack would have to be let go in order to provide for 15 more Banes. I think the Banes do help in this fight, so we should take them. Then let's swap these two around. Okay. Gonna break at last. Risky fight. Before we do this, of course. Which of these should we go for? So, we can go for all 3 upgrades on these. Weight could be pretty good here. We could also go for all 3 upgrades on these, including Inspiring. So we've got 2 stacks of those, also 2 stacks of Banes. The other option is to upgrade the Oath Singers, but we're not bringing those. If we want to upgrade the Legionnaires. No, I think upgrading these makes more sense. We're still building up the second trading post. Okay, I think with that being the case, we're just going to go for full upgrades on the Banes and full upgrades on the Risen. And let's see how this goes. Okay, not a lot of space to work with. Yeah, these guys are pretty fast too. It's gonna be unpleasant. Let's see what naturally happens. That's okay. We'll try it ourselves. Check nothing can reach us. Okay, we're going to take a step forwards. And before we forget, let's go for 2 Strengthen Essences. These resist magic damage, so I am pretty tempted just to go straight for the hit. So the Banes, they can wait, they are mobile, so we don't take a damage penalty from moving. And also move out of zone of control, which could be really important here. I think if we take another step back, we're no longer going to have these in deadly range. In fact, we will. So yeah, let's move back. Weaken these. So 4 Seneschals move next, 3 Seneschals, 3 stacks of Seneschals even, then the High Legions. We could go for the Explosive Fungi, it's really not worth it. Let's just go for this. Let them make their moves. We have a lot of Essence coming in next. Okay, big question now is what can we do with all this? So we can go for one fireball. Doesn't hit too many stacks. We can go for repels. We're not yet berserked, so we don't do too much damage with these. It would be good to slow some of them down, particularly the Blessed Bones. But that stops us going for Fireball. So Arcane Storm, 99 points of damage, it's not a lot to work with. Some repels here probably would make sense. Let me stop anything reaching us. So this stack of 8 moves very soon, but we can move in to block those. I'm going to try using repel. So I'm going to go for this. Could go for an aggression. No, we're not going to do that. We go for the repel. Hit them on their way back. They can still technically reach us. Take another step up. We hit these. Actually do kill them off. Then these move in. Do we go for Fireball first? So 2 to 3 kills. We're going to move in. Then I think we repel once again. Ah, of course. I always forget that. They have the stealthy too, so that was a waste. I could slow them with Ice Bolt, and then they're at least out of this round. Costly though, because we can drop the Truth movement on these, and they're a bigger threat. So the stack of 8 moves next, we can slow those right down. But no, I think we want to try and keep the Seneschals out. I think we kind of have to. So we'll slow these. Is there anything else we can do before we go for this? So Justice I don't think is worth it, although against these it could be. We unfortunately haven't... Oh, it kills 2 in a target troop. We do have level 2. Of Essence, I forgot about that. So that's obviously very tempting. I think we probably should do that. And then yeah, we're going to take some damage here, but I'm going to go for it. As they focus down the Legionnaires, we do get another move. So yeah, I think we... The thing is, we can just repel these. As good as Justice is, it's safer just to repel. So their movement is 4, so they get knocked back to here, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, they can't reach us. If I were really crazy, I could position myself next to them, but then these can reach me. Unless I focus them down. But no, I think it makes sense that these... First of all, we need these slowed. These repelled. Kill these off. Kill these. Just check these can't reach us, which they can't. So if we go for a lunge, it's going to do a nice amount of damage. We can no longer repel these. But we can go for Justice. So now we Justice these. Remove 2 of them. If we go for the lunge, it will attack a random enemy, so it could go for seneschals, which we don't really want. We can knock those back. We also will get the chance to slow one of them down. Don't think Arcane Storm makes sense. So they're 5 movement. Even if we knock them all the way back, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we do engage these, we're in some trouble. So maybe we actually pull back. Or we just focus on... We focus on ice bolting these. Okay, I'm gonna go down to here. I'm not sure this is the right move, but it's probably not far off. Yeah, I didn't do too much because we weren't berserked. Okay, we can grab 1 kill here if we want to. But I don't think we do. Go defend. Full powered hit. No, this doesn't quite work. Okay, I think we ice bolt them, but we probably also have to repel them. So we could also go for a full powered hit on these. The problem is we then don't have time to repel the High Legions. So I think we have to repel these and shoot these. And then yeah, they can't reach us. Totally forgot about that thing. Okay. The good news is it results in no further losses. So, some losses taken, but obviously a very important fight, and it does take us to level 17. We're going to go for Order Magic Tier 3. It's definitely going to be very useful. We're going to take the few little Legionnaires we lost. I do want to get actually more command, of course. Okay, let's just push straight through all of this. Can't see too much. Let's claim this. So we can see Ildra, who is clearly not their main. So Curious of the Sun, plus 12 defense, not too important. You go back. You stand between. Yeah, let's kill her off while we can. Okay, so further research options, nothing too obvious for now. I think we end the turn there. So we can pick up some additional units. I think we still do that. Then what do we have that we have space for? 5 more Banes. And 7 more Legionnaires. Alright, I'm just going to dismiss this. Okay, that's fine. I can do some trading, but I don't think it's necessary. So we take the units. Bring these up. Pass them across. Could take the golden goose back, but I don't think we do yet. Okay, let's see. We're going to go to this for the additional movement. We go to this for the +1 to all essence types, which could be important if we actually are about to find their main, but I'm not sure we are. Where do they run to? We can see they do have that town. Where are they? They could just go straight towards their town. The problem is they might come back and start taking our stuff. There's not much we can do about that. They didn't break through this. Okay, ignore everything, go towards their town. So there is another of their scouts. We could try going for this. I think we'd need more. There he is. So I think the wielder is higher priority than the town. We can see it's considered a fair challenge. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what overwhelming difficulty would have been. We've got the Risen looking pretty good. We still want to go for necrotic resurgence. +2 HP to each of our undead troops. That's going to go a long way. So yeah, let's do some trading for that. I think we're fine to give up upgrading our town. So +2 HP. And +2 more HP. So we just miss out on the +1 damage, but we do get effectively the same thing from our power. So we have increased them from 15 to 19 health each. They give us Order and Arcana Essence, they can lunge, they have Berserker for a further +2 damage, so that would increase them to 4 to 6 damage instead of 1 to 3. So really a very powerful stack. We only ended up with 79 of them going into the fight with the enemy main. But yeah, I think we definitely do go for this. Before we go for it, let's swap these two round. This I think goes further. And let's take him on. So he's level 17, same as us. He has no magic skills, so my feeling is we want to hang back. Let's go with this. Oh wow, they reach us immediately, kind of surprised. So we don't want to be in range of the hungers ideally, which means we want to approach from this angle. But that's if we even want to hit. Maybe we don't, because we're not going to do that much. We need to be berserking first. So these can come forward to here, and they can go for challenge, which would cause some problems. But still, I think we risk it. We can actually get 3 kills with Justice now, so we can kill these if we want. But they're not really a threat. I think it's, yeah, it's the Skin Shifters and the Sarimnan that are the real threat. Okay, I'm going to actually go for the lunge. because it will do a nice amount. Do we go for some extra damage first? I think it's fine if we do. We go for that. Before I forget, I will go for... No, can't go for Strength and Essence. Need more Arcana now. Okay, I'm going to go for the lunge. So we're going to get 3 kills, but we're now berserking, so we're going to be very strong from now on. Okay, they go for Boiling Blood, does almost nothing. Yeah, let's try and finish these off. So his spells are not really anything worth worrying about. Don't think we go for anything yet. Oh, they go for Destroy Essence. Okay, that's a shame. Well, we can still Strengthen Essence on these. And if that's the case, we should probably go for an attack. So we have a chance of killing these off. Let's go for it. We do get it. Then next round begins. They have their stack of 2 there that gets to move. Not really too worried about that. Gonna go Charge Essence as the poison actually kills them off. Okay, so we don't have quite enough to go for Arcane Storm. But we could slow these down to the point where they can't reach us. We could still repel them. Which I do quite like the idea of. Yep, so we repel them, we do a nice amount of damage. We can still lunge for something else. Let's go for it. Kill off that stack. Can't quite afford to Dimension Door our way in. We could go for Lethargy, drops all of their initiative. Could be good, I don't think we need to. Let's just move forwards, provide a bit of extra defense. You guys come forwards. Go for a full powered hit on these. Two to 3 kills here. This will ensure they're finished off. So at this point we can pacify these, but even with their challenge they can't actually cause any problems. I think we move forwards. Can't actually kill this off. So we could go for Justice. I think we just do this. Can we now kill them? Nope, still no chance. Fine, okay, it doesn't really matter. Can't do any serious damage. They actually do get 2 kills, and they go for the last ditch Apocalypse, but because their spellcasting is so weak, I'm not really able to do any proper damage with it. Okay, let's kill these off, and... oh no, we still don't kill them off. Okay, I would like to go for the potential killing blow with these, but we're not going to be able to do quite enough damage. We can go for the Justice, maybe that makes a difference. And then we'll pacify them just in case. Go for the lunge. Do a nice amount of damage, manage to take the hit in response. They go for aggression. And we can move in with our Banes. Take the shot and finish them off, and that's Cool Blackness down. But we still have to take his town. So he's got additional experience gain, that's interesting. +1 Creation Essence, kind of interesting. We can go for Insect Swarm, drop their initiative. And Masterly Crafted Boots, not too different to what we already have. Okay, ignore all distractions, go towards the north. I'm not sure if we can win this fight. Needle of Trolls. I'm gonna try it. Okay, we do win. Do we convert this? Yeah, I think that's fine to do. Okay, next round begins. No sign of any movement. We've done some serious damage to them. Let's take the additional spell damage power. We can see another wielder just there. We will need to chase them down. I think we just do it now. That seems fine. Bit of extra movement from this, and we can see their town. So, current defenders in there, we can see not too much. Simple defense. Pick up some further units. Okay, successful conversion. So firstly we're going to go to Roderick, we're going to go to this, and we're going to move towards this town, which might have some defenders by the time we reach it. Can't really see just yet. Okay, let's go for some more research. So the final upgrade of this requires 3 Glimmerweave, which is not too far off being doable. I think we trade for that. Final upgrade of Necrotic Resurgence is +1 HP, +1 damage to our undead. So that is the 82 Risen, now doing 3 to 5 damage before they berserk, plus we can also do more with Lunge of course. And then we've got the Legionnaires also benefiting from that. Move across, they might have bought some more defenders, yeah, it's now considered a fair fight. Don't think we change our composition or anything, I think we should spread these out evenly. As far as we can. And then we do have 32 Ancient Amber, but we can only use it to upgrade the rats, so we're not going to do that of course. Okay, let's throw ourselves into this. Okay, the Huskarls have got one pretty heavy shot they can use. Looks like we can't lunge for the gate. So this thing is 500 health, which means we probably won't break it. Do want to damage these while I can, but we do have a few moves first. Okay, let's go for this. See how much we do. 494, okay, so we fall 6 hit points short from finishing it off. Now, we want to try and weaken these as much as we can. It might not be really possible. We can rupture them. Does do a nice amount. So this guy has the magic resistance. Yeah, that's his specialty. 40% spell damage resistance. Doesn't help him against justice. But we don't need to go for that yet. I think we do want to rupture these. Still. Then we can drop their range. But I think they move too soon for that to be really useful. I think we insect swarm them. We'll hit them as hard as we can. we do get Justice. So we use Justice on this, remove 2 of the 3 ballistas. It looks like we can repel them. Oh no, we can't. I thought from looking at that they were able to take a step down to the stairs immediately. Okay, that was a waste. Do we go for the attack here? We're not going to get a single kill. No, we just go for the additional essence. So this is going to be 1 heavy attack, yet we take 3 losses there. Further loss to the ballistas. They've still got some swines, some Sarimnan. We want to, I think, Dimensional Door here, because we don't want to waste a turn attacking this stuff. We Dimensional Door our way in, and we go for the lunge against the swine, and now we're berserking, so we'll do a lot more damage in our next move. These break through the gates, and these are not able to go for another ranged attack at this point, but we still attack them. Could move these down. I think it does make sense to do that because the Huskars don't threaten anyone this turn. As yeah, we do a nice amount to those. Huskars choose to do nothing. No, I don't think we go for this. Actually, it's fine. Just do it. So we can drop these by 20 initiative. I do really dislike these, plus we could just kill it outright. Can Psychic Spear do that? Not quite. I do want that thing gone. And then the Sarimnan are actually trapped behind the swines. So, yeah, I think we actually weaken these a bit. Get some essence. If they go for the Ice Bolt, it gets a whole 1 kill, and we are not able to break through this yet. We Psychic Spear it. No, it doesn't work. Do want to break through, of course. But yeah, they've tucked themselves into the corner there. Not much we can do. Okay, let's just go for the kill. Then we can Dimensional Door our way up. And that is at least something. Build up our defenses as much as possible, and our aggression. Go for this hit. Go for the Dimensional Door, into the lunge, and the Risen do get the final kill, at least the final significant kill in the final significant battle. Still got a few little stragglers and things to chase down, of course. Okay, I'm just going to raise this. Then let's go for Command at last. Get some more Risen. No sign of any wielders to the north. And we can actually reach this. No defenders to be found, and we have completed the map. So yeah, that is the Rise Eternal DLC, my first playthrough using the newly added wielder Kastus Maal. As you can see, the Risen strategy, it's a bit of an interesting one. You can't really rely on them to be your main stack necessarily, but they do work pretty well in that kind of final battle scenario. Anyway, plenty more Songs of Conquest playthroughs to be found on the channel. Do check the playlist link in the description. If you'd like to buy the DLC, you can also use my GOG affiliate link in the description, which does support the channel at the same time. Thanks for watching, I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.